Hey guys, I'm up. Am I on time? 1 second, I've got some housekeeping to do. Hopefully we'll get the video and audio right in a second, if it's not already okay. I'm up on Ustream apparently. Beautiful. And I'm about to start my Google... I have to start my Google Plus thing. 1 second, everyone. Hold on to your hats. I'm just trying to start a Google Plus Hangout here. I'm doing a new experiment. I'm trying to do this not only live on Ustream, but also on Google Plus and my YouTube channel at the same time. So this will be scary. I did it the other day. Kind of sort of worked. Oh, this is really working great. Hang on. Right. Name this hangout. I've got to name it. Alright. I'm hanging out on Google Plus, all on my own. Alright, so I'll start that broadcast. And sorry about the housekeeping, folks. Your regular program will resume any minute now. Broadcasting publicly. Yeah. I'm broadcasting publicly. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It counts down for me. And I'm posting. Apparently, I am now live on my YouTube channel. Go figure. So, if you go to my YouTube channel, you should be able to see me live as well as on Ustream. So, that's terribly exciting. So I'm going to shut that down and ignore that. And all I care about now is my Ustream channel. Because how this is going to work is all of the chats, all of the questions is on my Ustream chat window. So that's the only way you're going to be able to send me questions. Don't send me questions via YouTube. Don't send me questions via email, and don't send me questions via the chat window in the YouTube window. Don't send me comments via anywhere else, really, because I'm not going to be able to see it. I only see it in the Ustream TV chat window. And there's instructions, and you can access that from EEVblog.com/live if you don't already know. All right. Thank you, everyone, for turning up for the 300th live show. Someone's Microwave Pizza's going to check if his YouTube feed makes it through to his TV. I know some people watch me on a big projected screen. That's scary. YouTube is fast frames per second, but low bitrate. Yeah, the quality's crap. I think they do optimize it for update rate instead of quality. And I can do that with Ustream here. I've got a quality slider bar. I can slide the quality down so I'm really pixelated like this. Anyway, I'm using a program to split my one webcam here into not only my Ustream feed but also go into YouTube as well. So this is quite an effort. Actually, yesterday what I was doing is I actually had 5 full bandwidth video channels going. It was crazy. I had not only the the webcam being uploaded to the Ustream thing, so that's the full bandwidth Ustream channel. I was also uploading to YouTube at the same time, so there's 2 full video upstream channels, and I was downloading not only the Ustream server monitor image, but I was also downloading the YouTube live image and the Google Plus slash YouTube, the Google Plus image as well. So I had 5 full video and audio bandwidth channels going on my 16 megabit line here. So yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So I think I've announced this everywhere on Twitter. Well, I announced it 20 minutes ago. Whatever, near enough. So I'm up. Sync, sync, sync. Okay, there we go. Sync, sync, sync. The reason I'm doing that is so when I edit my video, I can sync up the chat thing, the chat capture with the live video capture, which I'm definitely recording, and I'm definitely recording, yep, definitely recording 3 lines of my chat, of my Ustream chat window, so I can overlay it later. So beautiful. All right, I think we are up and running. I think we are up and running, folks. So how many people we got? We have 2 broadcasters, that'd be me, the Ustream bot, don't know what the Ustream bot does, and we have 45 viewers logged into Ustream, so 45 people are able to chat to me, and 98 guests. Brilliant, thank you very much. So we've got like 100 and almost like 140 odd, almost 150 people. Thank you for turning up. This is probably the best time zone I can do. It's 9 AM here in Sydney. I believe it's like 4 or 5 PM Sunday in the US, or you know, a bit earlier on the West Coast, I think. And Europe is a dog. It's past midnight, so anyone watching in Europe, thank you very much for staying up. Oh, geez, I hope it's worth it. It's not much to see, it's just me yapping on, answering questions really. So, thank you very much. But yeah, sorry Europe, I mean, I don't think I can physically get up any earlier than this and get to the lab. Even if I started this at 7 AM here in Sydney, you know, it would still be like 11 PM in London, or, you know, Germany or something like that. So, really, or it'll still be midnight. So, sorry. Europe people, it'll get better when the daylight saving comes back in a couple of months. After winter, we'll have that extra hour buffer in there. 4:30 AM in India. Karan 279 is from India. Hey Karan, 4:30 AM. Wow. And I saw Mike from Mike's Electric Stuff was here somewhere before. He popped up. I saw him. Yeah, hey Mike, how you doing? If he's still listening, he's at least on the list. So he's in London. So, geez, haven't you got a wife? Isn't she demanding that you be in bed at this hour? Germany loves Dave. Thanks, Extreme Hybrid. And then I've had complaints that people in Australia, it's during work hours on a Monday. Oh, can't win. Sorry. Maybe I have to do this on a Sunday, my time, maybe. So there's probably a few people secretly at work, you know, they've got a little window down the bottom, their headphones in, and I've done that before at work. I've been sitting watching live streams. It's great for productivity, trust me. Hey, from Utah. So, hey guys, there's lots of familiar names I recognise from previous live shows. I know I haven't done one in like forever. Sorry about that, just time, life gets away and it's all too hard, and oh yeah, I'm just slack. I'm making excuses. Watch me make excuses. Nice warm 88-degree afternoon here in California, 4 PM. Ah, beautiful. Love to be in California. What's 88 degrees Fahrenheit in Celsius? It was 4 degrees Celsius here in Sydney this morning. It was freezing. I actually wanted to walk to the lab, but I ended up, it was a bit late. We got somebody over doing some work on the place, and it was and in the end I just thought, oh, no, I'm in too much of a hurry, had to come here and do some stuff and get set up, and yeah, so I drove. I copped out. I didn't want to do the 20-minute walk in the 4 degrees Celsius. Although, a beautiful morning. I love walking. Nice brisk morning. It was good for a walk. Clear skies. Perfect here in Sydney. Don't have a window. Sorry, can't see it. Do we get snow here? Not in Sydney. No, ever since I've lived here. I've lived here all my life. So that's a long time. I've never seen snow in Sydney. Occasionally, very occasionally up in the mountains, probably once every 1 or 2 years. We get a little bit of snow, you know, half an hour worth of snow. It's not it's worth going up there to just go, oh look, it's snowing up in the mountains. But apart from that, no, you can't ski. There's only like a couple of, if you want to go like skiing, there's only a couple of places in Australia where you can ski. There's some down south of here, down in the much bigger mountains than the Blue Mountains I'm talking about west of Sydney here. Then there's one in Victoria, and I think maybe in Tasmania or something like that. But yeah, in Sydney, no, in the Sydney greater area, the basin, no, we don't get snow. Never happens. Oh, Ustream, yeah, the Ustream ads. Sorry, yeah, the Ustream ads are annoying. Do those ads pop up all like at regular intervals or just at the start? Oh, you've had 4 commercials already. Technicalities. I'm hopeless at pronouncing some of these handles. Wow, 4 commercials already. That sucks. Sorry. Oh man. Makes me want to get like one of those Ustream Pro accounts or something. I'm not sure if I get the Ustream. Yeah, I assume the ads don't show up if I get like a Ustream Pro account, but I don't think it's cheap. It's like many hundreds of dollars. I don't do enough live shows. Yeah. So, oh yeah, you could get audio if you're clever. Hey, Mike just came up with a clever thing. You could watch Ustream video, or you could watch whatever channel you get the best video from, and then listen to like the audio on Google Plus or something. So you could mute one and unmute the other, but there's probably a time delay. So I don't know. That'd be funny. Woof. Anyway, oh well, sorry. Hang on. I've got to get my chat window right down the bottom. I think I'm way out of sync. The chat window is quite annoying, and please, people, don't tell me to use a real IRC client. Go away. Always get people. Sorry about the camera angle, because I'm attaching the webcam to the LCD monitor of my regular camcorder, so I'm recording this as like in full HD on my regular camcorder as well. So hopefully that works. The mic. Yep, external shotgun mic. It's nice and quiet. Yeah, it's actually got the red dot recording. So hopefully when I clip the webcam over the LCD monitor, it doesn't, you know, because it's a touchscreen. It's one of those touchscreen LCD monitors. So hopefully it doesn't affect it. I'm just going to make sure it's still recording every now and then. Apparently I've got 176 minutes of battery life left. So yeah, and I can't mount it. I've got this tiny little desk here that I mount my, I'll show you actually. That's the reason I did this, is so that I can move the camera around the lab if I need to. So there's the little table I'm sitting at, and it's absolutely tiny. And I've got my tripod, of course. I can't show you that unless I had a mirror. So yeah, I can't like put the camera right in front of me and look at the camera and look at the chat window at the same time. So sorry about that. 5 seconds. YouTube is 5 seconds behind, Timothy is saying. And yeah, so you get this weird angle, and I'm not looking at the camera. Sorry. Best I can do, I think. Alright. So, yeah, always got a calculator. I've got my calculator sitting here. Got a couple of calculators in the lab. Yeah, that huge shop, and that's all you have for a desk. Yeah, John. Hey, John. John was at my live thing yesterday, so you can see him on my YouTube channel. And no, I've got a bigger desk. I've got a bigger desk. This is just my live. I actually just got this desk just for the live, you know, so that I could actually do these live things, because I know people want to see the workbench behind me. So there's, you know, there's nothing else here, so I can't, you know, I had to put something there to get that. But you know, in my office there, I've got a, you know, I've got a regular desk. There it is, and so there you go. It's a mess. Probably shouldn't show that. But I do have a, you know, do a full-size desk in there. There we go. Alright. So yeah, I just got this little IKEA desk just so I could have something, at least something to you know, do a live show on, pretty much. No, it's not. No, bug me not. It's not better to stream from my Ustream, from my laptop camera, because A, I can't move it around, and B, it won't be the same thing as, it won't be the same angle as my video camera. So the good thing about this is that I've now got a 5 meter lead. Hang on. I've now got a 5 meter lead on this thing, so I can actually, ta-da, I can actually walk almost all the way along the lab here, and I can go most of the way along these benches, and I can show things. Not that I've really got anything to show, but that's the idea, you know. The idea is that I can move the webcam, this live streaming webcam, and the fully recorded HD camera anywhere I want, because it's on the tripod. So it's really quite neat. So in theory, if I do regular live shows and better, you know, kind of like the Artafruit one, they're the multi, you know, nicely set up and all that sort of stuff, then I'll be able to move things around and show you. So, oh, nobody expects me to keep it clean, Jason says. Yeah. Oh boy. Where did you get that Apple t-shirt from? Oh, I wore it on the last live show. The Apple t-shirt I got as a gift from some people who came over and visited me from the US. They came and visited the lab, and he was a fan. Brandon was fan of the blog, and his parents flew him over here to come visit the lab. So, and they gave me a cool Apple, because they work at Apple. So they gave me a cool Apple t-shirt. So hey guys, thanks for that. It's very cool. Yeah, the rack-in, Problem Child 68. Yeah, the rack-in is all the IKEA. I can't remember the name of it, but it's all galvanized IKEA stuff. It's really good. I like it. Whoops. Hey, Mike. Mike from Mike's Electric Stuff. Cool channel. If you haven't checked out Mike's channel, please do. I'm about to do a video highlighting other bloggers. Mike will be one of them. We should do it with the new live stream Hangout thing. We should do a dual show together, Mike. We should try and get something together and get a few other regular bloggers, and we can have a blogathon or something. We could have a teardown off. Is that a word? It is now. Because yeah, that's what we can do with the Google Hangout thing. We can have multiple people joining in. I can do it on Ustream as well if I use the Ustream producer software, which is separate software, but I found it's never worked for me. It's crap. It was buggy, but I haven't tried it in a while, so yeah, you would need a microphone and a, yeah, because you need, when you're doing the Google Hangouts, that's the annoying thing. When you're doing the Google Hangouts, you need headphones, so you need at least big headphones or little in-ear ones, plus you need a decent mic, especially if you're walking around the lab or something. You need to be wired up, and yeah, so it's a little bit harder. But yeah, that'd be cool, because I'm trying to think of ideas what I can do with the Google Hangout thing, because I can go live. I'm not sure if you can, Mike. Have you checked if you're able to do the live Google Hangout on air thing? Because that's the feature. Hangout on air is where not only you do Google Hangout, but it broadcasts live on your YouTube channel as well, and it automatically records it, which is really cool, and then uploads it to your YouTube channel. It's great. Too bad the quality is shit. It's just awful. Bloody. But yeah, so maybe we can get a whole bunch of people together, and maybe we can get like Jerry working at Valve or something, and Jeff's there and a whole bunch of other bloggers, and Alan Yates will be there, and you know, maybe we can get a whole bunch of us bloggers together and do a Google Plus session. I don't know. Anyway, it'd be cool. Yeah, I've got radio mics. Hey, Super Domus from Norway. Create a wormhole by pointing the camera at the stream screen. Yeah, I've done that. It's not that exciting. There we go. There's the infinite vortex thing. Yeah, we're all now. Yeah, the universe is going to explode now that it's, you know. It requires an infinite amount of energy, right? Oh boy. We may hit online geek critical mass and take over the universe. Indeed. That'd be awesome. Don't cross the streams. I've never played Portal. I have no idea what it is. I don't know. Jerry, have you seen Jerry's thing in Valve? She made a real life-size Portal or something. I presume it's from the game, or is it from a movie? I don't know. I don't get it. Haven't seen it or played it or whatever. Martin. JH, Dave, I asked you on Twitter about July 4th, Higgs boson. I think I replied to that. Didn't I? Well, I retweeted you or something. I did reply. Yeah, apparently. I reckon they've found the Higgs boson at the Large Hadron Collider. Awesome. And, yeah, Jerry is crazy like that, right? Unfortunately, Jerry doesn't do anything anymore because she's too busy working at Valve. So she's dropped all the YouTube stuff, and Jeff is going to go the same way. Alan's probably going to go the same way, and Ben as well, they're all working there, and I think they're all too busy. So which is a real shame, because when you start, you know, busy working on fun stuff like that at a new company, you end up having to give up all of your part-time blogging stuff which they were doing. So it's a real shame. No, Valve didn't approach me. Extreme Hybrid. Oh, she's moving all the pinball stuff too. Oh, wow. Okay. 30 frames per second on YouTube. That's incredible. But yeah, the quality's awful. The much higher quality on Ustream. What would I do? What would I do if Valve approached me? Ultimate reality. Flat out, I'd say no. There's no option. There's no option for me to go to work for Valve. Not an option because A, I would have to give up my blog like them. B, I'd probably have to give up my marriage because there's no way my wife's moving there with little Sagan. No, no way in hell. And yeah, it's just not going to happen. I'm not in a position to do it. If I was single, you know, it'd be a different story. You know, but no, and it's not going to happen, I'm afraid. Never. And I'm not going to give up the blog. This is my full-time job. Why would I want to go back to a real job, even if it is a fun one at Valve? Nah, sorry. I'd love to. Like, I'd love to be there with those guys and be working on, just bumming around, working on cool shit. But you've only got one life, you know, and you've got to make a choice. And the good thing is I don't have a choice. Well, you always got a choice, but you know, I haven't been offered anything there, and I'm just simply wouldn't take it anyway. There'd be no choice to take it. So anyway. Whew. Cool. All right. Right. How about the questions? I guess because this is what the live show is all about. You know, I don't really have anything to show. Oh, maybe I can do an unboxing of a cool bit of kit, but that's probably you know, I'm basically here for the next hour or two. Gee, half an hour already. 30 minutes. Gonski. Just flies by. Pissed away. Haven't even answered any questions because that was the whole idea. And yeah, if you're going to ask a question, please put Q: in front of it because it pops up with, like Master Burner just did. He knows the score. Pops up with a little question mark so I can easily see it. The power supply project status. Yes, it is on its way. Which power supply? Well, I'm basically working on the new USB one, and yeah, I've got a little prototype board there. Little prototype board with a little prototype circuit. Haven't even really powered it up yet. It's just soldered on there. So yeah, hopefully, probably today, I'm going to be able to do some work on it. I might shoot a video today, because yeah, like I've taken care of other stuff I wanted to do. So hopefully, I'll shoot another video today, and I don't know when that'll go up, because this is supposed to be the 300th show. I've already got 2 other videos I've recorded, which I haven't put up yet. So, and Teardown Tuesday is tomorrow. But I've already shot a video of that. It's a teardown of the camera I got in the last hail bag segment. That little Ericsson or whatever it is, Siemens, I think, little phone camera. So yeah, so that's the update on that. Oh, sorry, I missed a few questions. I've got to scroll back up. Oh, no, the chat window gets all out of whack. Hang on. What do you prefer doing? Review, teardown, tutorial, design? Depends on what sort of day I'm having. Z Home asked that. That's a good question. I enjoy doing them all. If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't be doing them. So I only enjoy stuff I'm doing. The reviews take a long time. They can take like a full day to shoot. Sometimes it depends, you know, how in depth it is. But if I'm reviewing an oscilloscope or something big, that's you know, it takes a lot of takes a lot of work. But all of them do. The teardowns I like, because they're reasonably quick to shoot, because they're almost real time. You know, you see me taking it apart, so the amount of footage you see is pretty much how long it takes for me to shoot it. Maybe a bit more, start and stop and stuff like that. But no, I enjoy them all. The tutorials aren't easy either. To do a tutorial in a good way is not easy. But so I don't enjoy one over the other. Sometimes I get, you know, I'll get anxious. Oh, I haven't done a tutorial in a while. I think I'll do one. I haven't done well, now I've got regular teardown Tuesday, so I'm doing it all the time. But do enjoy them all. So that was a good question. Thank you. Hey, thank you very much. A few tests. Yeah, people are testing out the quote mark. David, I'm thinking, hey, chat window just moves. I'm reading a question and it just buggers off. Just scrolls up. Ah, stop. I'm thinking of doing a blog. Do you think the Google ads contribute? Oh. Man. Hang on. Problem child, I'm thinking of doing a blog. Do you think the Google ads contribute significantly into your pocket, or just a sweetener? The Google ads, well, the YouTube ads were always a very small part of my income. Now they've jumped up. My revenue on YouTube, I'm not allowed to tell you how much. Of course, that's all part of the YouTube partner agreements, but it's jumped up significantly in the last 3-4 months, maybe, like as in a big step jump, and I'm not sure why. So it's now, you know, it's now a decent contributor to my income. The you know, the Google AdSense thing. It's quite significant. It's jumped up. I think it's because my channel has finally reached a critical mass where it's popular enough that the YouTube ad team, they've actually got even here in Sydney, in Australia and other countries, they've got large advertising teams that sell ad space on the popular channels. And I think mine's deemed popular enough now that I'm getting the premium ads or something like that. So yeah, if anyone knows any more info on that, but yeah, I think that's what happens. My channel just reached some threshold point where they're now selling premium space. That's all I can guess. Which is probably why maybe you've seen an increase in the ads, because I never used to get overlay ads and like, or never used to get pre-roll ads or something, and now I think I get them all the time. So yeah. What price point are you thinking of for the kit? For the USB kit, I want to keep it the same price as the microcurrent, which is why extremely low price is very important, and I want to have a big enough margin in there to sell it through distributors as well. The problem with the microcurrent is that, you know, there was never enough margin in there to sell it through distributors, and I'm doing Adafruit because it's, you know, a test, you know, to see how, you know, see how much time using a distributor saves me and stuff like that. But yeah, you've got to have a really big margin in there if you're selling through distributors. So because they want to take their, you know, 40% cut or 40% markup or something like that. So, you know, markup is different to margin and all that sort of stuff. It gets complicated if you want to get into the terminology of how distributors take their cuts and things like that. So yeah, Problem Child, who was doing the blog, just do the blog, and but don't rely on YouTube ad revenue, because, you know, you won't get much. You've got to get, you know, I've got 22,000 subscribers, 6 million views, 12,000 views per day, continuous, and I could not make a full-time living just from YouTube. So yeah, you've got to be like 5 times bigger than my channel to, I think, start getting a full-time living from it. More questions. More. Did you see that USB power supply on Kickstarter? Yes, I did. It's not very good. It's not very good at all. I do hope that they take all the comments to heart and they redesign that, because it's like, it can't even get 5 volts out, right? They claim it can, but it can't. There's no way. You would have to rely on your USB port actually being 5% high, and then getting less than a 5% drop in your cable at full current, and then you've got the dropout voltage of the regulator. It's just not going to happen. You're not even, so it's only good for, like, you know, 0 to 4.5 volts or something, and it's not isolated, doesn't have current display, so no, it lacks a lot of stuff. But, you know, hey, I wish them the best of luck for doing that. That's very coincidental, because I designed this in 2009, right? I sat on this for so long because, I don't know, I was just working on other stuff, lost a bit of interest in it. And then I decided, right, I'm finally going to get off my ass and I'm going to shoot a video, and I'm going to at least kickstart it, because once I shoot a video, you know, it really puts fire up my button. Right, I've got a video, I've got to start, actually finish the damn thing off. And yeah, apparently, like a couple of days before, maybe, or something, I had no idea about it, and I upload my video, and then all of a sudden, like after two and a half years or something, I upload my video, and then all of a sudden somebody else has done a USB power supply. It's hilarious. Alright, oh geez, sorry guys, there's so many questions, I've got to scroll back. Will we show some of the mailbag kits put together? Yes, I plan on putting together the rotary encoder one, and I'm going to shoot a video of that. So yes, I plan on doing that. Yes, I'll do that more. Oh, stay still. Window. Every time somebody posts a new comment, my window scrolls, and I can't keep the question there. How do you decide what to tear down? I just make a last minute decision. You'll see, hopefully you can see a photocopier over there. There it is. That's going to be the subject of a teardown eventually. I've had it for quite some time. If you're following my Twitter, my tweets, you will know I found that in the junk room, and it's been sitting there for ages. But the problem is that I know it's going to be a big job. So it's like, you know, I always keep putting it off for these little smaller teardowns. So I've had that sitting there for, I don't know, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks or something. Had it sitting there for ages. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I will get something. Sometimes I'll find something on eBay. I think I'm going to go actively searching on eBay now for stuff to tear down, I think. And but we don't get too much of that stuff here in Oz. Unlike Mike. Mike gets tons of stuff. He's in the UK, so he's, you know, they've got a much bigger market for that sort of thing. Only seconded by the US, I think. You know, if in the US you go to those surplus stores and you get, I could have a lifetime's worth of interest in teardowns. But unfortunately, we don't have the same market here for, you know, ex-military and really cool gear and stuff like that. And if you do, it sells for a premium. So, oh boy, hang on. Too many questions. Please stop asking questions until I catch up. Okay, please. I'll tell you when to start questions again. Oh, come on. Which DC to DC converter are you going to use for the USB? It's a little 2-watt one. It's a standard 7-pin single in line. I think I showed it. I think I showed it in the housing video. Did I? Yeah, I think it's in the housing video. So it's a little 2-watt there. You can get them under 20 different brands, all with the same pin out. Why do you not sell your microcurrent outside? Outside what? Outside of Australia? Oh, sorry, outside of Australia. Do you have any plans to extend? Yes, no. I used to, but now all international sales of the microcurrent are through Adafruit. So if you're overseas and you want to order one, Adafruit have them in stock. Go to the Adafruit website. They're very friendly and they offer various postage options. And it'll be much cheaper for US people. I think it's slightly cheaper for people in Europe and stuff like that than what I was offering. So that's a trial I'm doing. I'm only offering to Australian customers now. So I don't have to fill out the customs forms and stuff like that. It's really annoying. I've got to fill out. For every one I send, I've got to fill out one of these forms, one of these customs forms, and stick it on. It's like a two-sided thing. This is for everything I send overseas, regardless of value or size or price or anything like that. Got to fill out a customs form. I've got to I've got to put on the airmail sticker, which is not a sticky type. I've actually got to lick it and put on the airmail sticker. It's really annoying. And then I've got to go to the post office. I've got to line up, and if I've got 20 of them, it takes forever. They have to individually scan, record. They've got to record my ID. They've got to put an ID recorded sticker on it and put it. And it's a pain in the butt to send stuff overseas. It really is. So that's why I've got Adafruit distributing now. So it's a trial to see how much time it saves me. I would still like to sell them because I like, you know, individually packing and shipping stuff to people, because I get a bit of satisfaction from knowing that I'm personally doing it, you know. And but ultimately, you know, it's going to be tough business. But that's how you make the most money. You know, I'm giving up money by selling it through Adafruit. So, but you know, we'll see what happens with the USB power supply. I'm probably going to crowdfund the USB power supply. We'll see. Oh boy. Would you sell to the big boys like Farnell's? If they want to buy? If they want to buy enough volume, I'll sell them. I'll sell it to anyone. Really? Oh, questions. Has a manufacturer ever been displeased with how accurately you portrayed their product, even though the terms are very fair? Good question. Yes, they have. You know, I've done reviews, and quite a few manufacturers have said, usually they'll nitpick, right? They'll nitpick, oh, this, you got something a little wrong here, and it's like, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is not quite correct, and, oh, you missed something here. It's like, oh, come on. Like, you're nitpicking, and, but they never usually disagree with my overall opinion, really. Tech, for example, when I did the big $30,000 tech mixed domain oscilloscope, they thought, they were hoping that it'd be my review would be a huge success for them, just like the Agilent one was for Agilent, and I'm sorry, it was a pretty ordinary scope. Nice concept, so I raved about the things that were good and worth raving about, like the mixed domain capability, but apart from that, it was an expensive and very slow and ordinary scope based on their old technology, and I wasn't that impressed apart from the MDO capability, and that's what my review said. And they, I don't think they were happy with that at all. They just wanted me to give, some huge marketing bonanza for them, and it didn't turn out to be that way. But that's their opinion, right? Because I raved about the mixed domain capability because it was really good. And it deserved raving about because it was very novel and quite useful. A few things missing from it, but yeah, so I raved about that. But all the other stuff I didn't rave about, and they didn't like it that I compared it to the Agilent, and it's like, well, too bad, Anyway, somebody said, can I auto print customs forms? Well, I've got various stamps to put on here, so I've automated the process a little bit, but still, you've got to do it for each one. You can't avoid going down to the post office and standing in line and then having them process each one by one, and then if they're from 10 different countries, they have to process. So it's not too bad, but I'd rather be doing other things than doing that sort of stuff. Although I might regret when I do the USB power supply with the crowdfunding thing, because then I'll have to pack and ship everyone. We'll see. Anyway, I've been selling the microcurrent for years. I'm just, I'm a bit over it. It's not exciting for me anymore. It's just, I've been selling that for like longer than I've been doing the blog. I've been selling that thing. And I discontinued it at one stage. So here we go. Rest of the questions. How did you? I need some sort of script that automatically separates questions from the chat window. That'd be nice if I had one chat window with questions on it that extracted them out, and one with just the regular people talking to each other and talking to me and just leaving comments. All right, I may have to skip a few. Sorry if it's really hard to scan these questions. I'm sorry. It's you work a lot with. Oh man, it's really annoying. Sorry if I miss your question. It's really quite hard to see. Why don't you stop an IRC channel? No, I'm not gonna. Can you do an FPGA tutorial? Yes, it's on the cards. I've got a FPGA kit here, low cost one. It's on the cards. But once again, it's not that easy because I'm not huge into VHDL or Verilog. I've never used Verilog. I've used VHDL, but I'm not very good at it. I've done tons of FPGA hardware. I'm great at doing the hardware and then throwing it over the wall to the software guys and they do their thing. Because you got a bit spoiled at Altium, because the Altium FPGA tool is allows you to, I've done all custom processors in there and everything. It's very, but it hides all the stuff which hides all the complex stuff, which is good and bad. Good in that, it hides it all, but bad in that you'd end up not learning, the vendor tools and stuff like that. So, so I've done tons of FPGA hardware on the hardware side of things, but not on the VHDL side. So, Have Tech talked to you since? No. Mike, no, Tech haven't talked to me since, so I think I'm getting the cold shoulder. Dave, have you seen the new launchpad-like boards from ST Micro yet? No, I've heard about them. Is that the uses the new 50-cent ARM processor or something, and they've got like a $15 board? I think I read some news on that. No, once again, there's so many boards out there. How could you possibly keep up with them all? I would like to see some digital camera teardowns or digital imaging stuff. I've had that in mind. I'm watching something on eBay. It's not new though. Like, I love retro teardowns. So I've got some retro stuff possibly that I can tear down. That'll be nice. Would you be interested in small distributors, for example, in Europe? I mean, for example, me. Well, if you're going to buy enough of them, potentially, but I'd rather use like a big player so that, I get the exposure on their site as well, rather than just being a small, a small distributor that, nobody ever goes to. The good thing about Adafruit, one of the reasons I chose them is because, I like them. They're, I like to think they're friends of mine, and they're huge as well. Their site is just, it gets a lot of traffic, and I now get a lot of traffic to my blog coming from Adafruit, so it's great. So, it works both ways. So yeah, I'd prefer not to use like a small distributor. I will if I have to, which is fine. But I think Adafruit offer like $12 postage to Europe. It's pretty good. I'm not sure how long it takes, so if anyone knows. Dave, which EDA software do you currently use? Here you're talking about, no, I don't use Altium. Future open source, I'm using DipTrace at the moment. Haven't used it much, but I want to use that as my bit of commercial EDA software. And I do want to use and experiment with KiCad as well. As an open source alternative, because I do want to support the open source alternative tools. So it's just a matter of time of doing them, of being able to spend with the tools to learn them. I've watched every one of your videos back to front and noticed that you deleted your very first video where you're asking to do reviews, etc. Why? No, I've never. I don't think I've ever deleted a video. No, my #1 video is still there. I think. No, I don't recall ever deleting a video. Sorry, whoever asked that. Scrolling off the screen, stop it! Prefer Altium or Cadence? No, well, I prefer Altium. Cadence is not something I've used for an extremely long time. I'm not sure what their current offerings are, but I still like Altium. I still think it's a good tool. I just think the company's just batshit crazy, that's all. But still a nice company. I still like everyone who works there. And I wish them the best of luck. Do I have a master parts list for your projects? Oh, no, I'm not organised enough for that. I'd love to be. But because, sometimes I'm using stuff I've hacked up from work. I've used the part at work, and I don't have it in my personal library, and copying things between libraries is not pleasant, and I don't know, it's a balls up. That's something I wish I had a really good... libraries are the pain in the ass on CAD tools. Libraries are the #1 bugbear. Do you have your quadcopter here? No, it's still at home, still in the garage. Sorry. What did you think of Microchip's video reply to? Oh, I didn't see it. Hang on. Oh, stop scrolling! This notebook is going to get trashed in a minute if this screen doesn't stop freaking scrolling. So I can read the damn comments. Stop it. Dave, which EDAs? Oh, no. I think I give up. No, this is just ridiculous. Oh. Where's your on-air sign? Oh, it's down there. Sorry, haven't got it up yet. How did you get into electronics, and what would you be doing otherwise? I've told the story. I've got a whole video of how I got into electronics. What would I be doing otherwise? I have no idea. How old am I? Old. What do I do for a living? This shit. This is what I do for a living. Believe it or not, this is my full-time job. I don't do any external contracting anymore. This is my full-time gig. I think I'm the industry's only full-time video blogger. Alright, now I'm back to the comments on the screen where I can see them and I don't have to scroll. Oh, copy to log into a notebook search. I'm just going to check if the chat window's still being recorded. Yep, it's still going, and believe it or not, we've been going for an hour. This is ridiculous. Ah, can you say something about Flatter? It's not that great. I've got Flatter on my site. Quite a few people have donated, thanks, but not much comes through. Really, it's an okay concept, but I don't know. I just prefer straight PayPal. Did you know that you can deal with the scrolling better by continuously holding down the scroll bar? Yeah, I thought I did that. I thought I was doing that. I'm keeping my finger on the button, and nah, see, it just jumped. Nah, doesn't work. Nah, it's horrid. Yay, flying spaghetti monster. It's actually not. Well, it kind of is, but it's supposed to be the finite state machine. See, I've got the. See, look. It's a finite state machine. You get it? You know, 1, 0 going from the different states. It's great. It's a finite state machine. Oh, what did I think of Microchip's video response to my pick kit review? I thought it was awesome. Well, that's well in the past. Do you have any plans to do a shootout of various low-cost inductance meters available? Never thought about it, I'm afraid. Just an inductance meter on its own, you may as well get an LCR meter. I don't know why you'd buy just an inductance meter, really. I'm not sure if there's any advantage, really, in getting just an inductance meter over a proper LCR meter. I've got to finish the reviews of those LCR meters. It's pissing me off. And got to do those 2 reviews, get them done, and just wiggle the mouse cursor, yeah, but sometimes I miss it and it jumps hugely. It's annoying. Will you do more projects like the power supply? Yeah, I'd love to. I've got plans to do more, but I actually want to finish something. Damn it. Happens to every engineer. You get to that 90% point, you do most of the work, and then you lose interest in it and you go on to some other new interesting project. I've got to get it done. I've got to finish stuff off. It's one of my annoying downsides. What is the status of the battery power benchtop power supply? It's exactly where you saw it last time, pretty much. It's still on track. I've got some major changes I want to make to it. But yeah, I want to finish both of these power supplies and get them out there, done, dusted, and then work on with another one. Yeah, price issue with the LCR meter. Monkey. Yeah, maybe an inductance meter on its own is cheaper than an LCR meter, but yeah, I don't know. I think you're better off buying the better tool for the job, which is the LCR meter. You're better off spending more. Have I thought about doing an LCR meter as a project, like a power supply? Yeah, I've done one at work once. I did an LCR meter project. Well, it was an LCR meter incorporated into a automated bit of test gear, but yeah, I don't know, they're not trivial, and it's probably hard to beat a good, you can get like the X-Tech LCR meter for under $200. It's hard to beat that, and just form factor and stuff like that, usability, I think it's hard to beat a commercial LCR meter. So why do manufacturers, how about a video, hey, why do manufacturers scratch off the chip's identities of some of their ICs? Not the manufacturers don't do it. Yes, the manufacturers. Not the chip manufacturers, but the product manufacturers. It's because they're idiots. They want to slow people down, reverse engineering their product. It's just dumb. It doesn't slow anyone. It slows someone down for like an hour maybe, until you can look at the pinout and figure out what it is. It's not hard. I don't know why they bother. Where's your Mr. Motivator mate who didn't talk much, getting back to finish stuff. He's gone back to work. Phil, I assume you're talking about. He's back at work now. What kinds of things can a beginner make, do it yourself, when starting a small home hobby lab? A power supply is the classic beginner starter project. Build your own, design and build your own linear power supply first of all, and then maybe move on to switch mode. And yeah, there's, you know, that's a good thing to start off with, because it gives you a usable bit of kit. So it's very well worth it. And you can never have too many power supplies. Trust me. Where have I worked in the past? Well, it's on my LinkedIn profile. So, you know, if you want to have a look, it's all publicly available. But I've worked at Altium, worked at Sercel, I've worked at Tallies, worked at GEC, and I've worked at Pacific Communications, I've worked at ADI, and I've done contracting work for a few people. Are you into low noise amplifier stuff? I was at work. I've done lots of low noise stuff. Not in my own projects at home, but at work I've been involved in lots of, because I come from the seismic. One of my jobs was in the seismic industry, and we did, you know, industry leading low noise, you know, 24-bit analog to digital converters and DACs and test signals and stuff like that, and, you know, bleeding edge stuff. And I've done tons of that. Have you seen a combined soldering and hot air station from China? They are really cheap. No, don't touch. You can get, I do recommend like just a cheap hot air gun. Like, you know, I've got an A10 858. I do recommend those because there's not much in them to go wrong really, and they're a very simplistic job, but not a soldering iron. Do not buy a cheapo one hung low Chinese soldering iron. Do not do it. You'll regret it. It won't last because the tips are crap. You won't be able to buy spare tips, and they're horrid quality. Just no, don't do it. At least get like a Heiko FX888 or something. Any interesting progress on the MakerBot? Not really. It's fully up and running. You know, it's pretty much fully working now. Apart from you got to tweak it occasionally, but there is no more progress to be made, really, because it you know, it pretty much works as described now. How about finish a project Thursday or some such, as in a regular segment? Wish I could finish a project in a day or a week. No, I don't have much CE or FCC directive experience. Would it be useful to make video educating design tips? Oh yeah, I don't know. I'd have to brush up on all that stuff because I don't have too much experience. Because just coincidentally, all of the companies I've worked for, or almost all of them, have been non-commercial products. They've been military. They've been you know, seismic things which aren't sold to the commercial industry. They're used out in the middle of the, you know, North Atlantic, or they're used on the ocean bottom where you don't have to worry about EMC and compliance and all that sort of stuff. So probably most of my professional career has been spent working on non-commercial products. So it's just, you know, it's just something I haven't really needed to do in the commercial, in any of the commercial compliance stuff, in terms of, you know, compliance, RFI and safety and stuff like that. Have I done much with RF, like radio modules, GSMs? I've done some stuff. I've worked on some GSM stuff. I've used various modules, and I've debugged various prototype RF stuff. I've worked on the occasional discrete RF transmitter and things like that. That was a long time ago. Jeez. Good books to learn electronics. Sorry, I don't have any. You know, there's the Art of Electronics, but that's, you know, it's kind of, it's a reference book rather than a beginner book. Because I haven't learned electronics for, you know, since I was this high, so I don't know any good, I don't keep up to date with what new, you know, books are out there for beginners and stuff. I just don't have any interest in that. I'd like to. It'd be nice, because I get asked all the time, you know, what are the best beginner books? Did you see the new SMD soldering comic? What's your take on it? No. The guy is unreachable. I offered him to translate it in German. Was that Jeff? Jeff Kaiser? No, I haven't seen the SMD soldering comic. I've seen the through-hole soldering comic. I thought it was quite neat. I thought it was a bit light on, though. But, you know, that's all you need at that sort of level, I guess. What's the biggest switch mode power supply I've built so far? Oh, it would be a lithium-ion charger thing for charging a huge lithium-ion pack like this big. It was, I can't remember the specs now, but it was like, oh, was it 500 watt hours was the battery or something? I think. I don't know. It was a huge charger based huge rapid charger for lithium-ion battery pack. That was quite a few years ago. Yeah, I don't remember the specs. I wish I kept photos of all that sort of stuff. I've still probably got the raw board around somewhere, like the blank board, blank PCB. But actually, I might even have a build-up PCB. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think about designing more powerful power supplies? 30 volts, 5 amps with rotor encoders. I don't really see the point, because you can get... There's so many cheap ones out there from China, and they do the job. They're good enough, you know, and there's tons of good value out there in big, you know, current, big energy, benchtop power supplies. I don't think you can beat it in a kit. I don't... And actually doing it yourself, unless you just roll your own simply, but I don't know. But yeah, I've always actually loved to do like the ultimate power supply, bench power supply, you know, and it'd have like 5 different variable outputs and, you know, 5 fixed ones, and it'd be all isolated and be, you know, all brilliant. But oh, I don't know, it's a huge project. It's huge. I've been meaning to do something like that for like 10 or 15 years. Am I interested in electrical machines like linear or rotary motors? No, I'm not into big engineering stuff, I'm afraid. Occasionally I find it fascinating. I've worked on, you know, some big engineering stuff, and it's okay, but personal interest, no, I don't, you know, have much interest on that. I got more interest in just, you know, microcontrollers, really low power, low energy stuff, like, you know, things like a, you know, a micro watch, or, you know, things like that. I'm more interested in sort of low level, low energy stuff. So yeah, big electrical machinery, it's cool, but I don't find it personally that fascinating. I don't go out there and do stuff on it. What tips can you recommend for a junior engineer looking for an embedded RF job? Nabilt says, most companies want industry experience. Of course they want industry experience, but industry experience doesn't have to be industry experience. Industry experience can be just you, you know, working on stuff in your own time, in your own lab, working on open source projects, working in a hackerspace. Do whatever you can to work on projects in your spare time, and that counts as industry experience. Trust me. Or mostly, you know, I can't guarantee that it does, but in most companies, when they say industry experience, they don't care where you got the experience from. They just care that whether you got it at a big company, a small company, your own company, or a hackerspace, or just working on a, you know, some project in your basement. They don't care as long as you've done it. Do I know any good books to learn switch mode power supplies? I've got a couple. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I've got it in there maybe. I can't remember if it's that great or not. No, so no, off the top of my head, sorry. Bram31 asks, was I allowed to work at home for work? Yes, I was. I had the flexibility to work from home if I wanted. Any good company will give you the occasional flexibility to work from home. Any good engineering company, no problems at all. If I go, I think I scheduled 2 hours for this because I know we never get anything done in an hour. And it's already been 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, this will be a 2-hour live show uploaded. Woohoo! I break all the attention span rules of YouTube. 7 minutes is the absolute maximum attention span for any YouTuber. It's like, no, I haven't done a 7-minute video for a long time. But I'm in a different market because I'm doing informational content. It's not just entertainment. It's entertainment as well as informational, and you can only present so much information in that 5 or 7 minute attention span which they drill into you. If you go to the YouTube partner meetings, they'll tell you must not do videos longer than 5 minutes because the attention span drops off, and if you want a viral video, it can't be longer than 2.5 minutes or something like that. There's all these rules which I don't think really apply to. Maybe the viral one does, but they don't apply to an informational channel like mine. So, when will you learn Linux? Probably never. It's a means to an end, and an operating system is just a means to an end, and I don't care anymore. 25 years ago when I cared about computers and I was really a computer nerd, and I built my own computers and I hacked them and did all sorts of things, and I knew assembly, I knew 8080, programmed in 8086 assembly language, and I don't care anymore. I just want the damn thing to work. Computers are annoying enough. Not having to, but let alone trying to learn Linux and make it work. And what do I get out of it? Nothing. I don't get any productivity advantage. Zero. Zip. I've just wasted 6 months of my life learning Linux. No, I couldn't be bothered. Which seismic company did I work for? I worked for Sercel, which is a French company, and Tallies as well, and they merged and bought each other. Sercel bought out the seismic division of Tallies and GC Marconi, and it's a real complicated story there. But I guess the answer to that is Sercel. I used to work for a French company. It's very interesting working for a French company. When will I upload a 7-hour, 77-minute and 7-second video? I thought about doing that once. I thought about doing the world's longest HD video. There's a few bloggers out there who their goal is to have the longest HD video on YouTube, so they get the compression just right, so the file back when you used to have file size limits. I don't think there's a file size limit anymore, but YouTube falls over. You can't upload an arbitrarily long or arbitrarily big file to YouTube. It just craps itself, apparently, from what I've heard. So how's the Canyon Copter coming along? Unfortunately, it's not. Roger's busy. He's working on a new startup, and I'm busy. But no, we caught up the other day, and we do plan on finishing this sucker this summer, and because can't do it. We can work on it, but we can't actually take it into a canyon in the middle of winter. It's just not going to work. So we have to rely on summer. Are the Rigol scopes still a good budget choice, or is there a better scope out there these days? I haven't directly compared them, but I still think the Rigol is a pretty good choice. It's not a bad choice at all. I wish they'd bring out their new 2000 series, but yeah, but that's not really the same price bracket. That's not in that $300–400 price bracket. There's a few others out there. There's lots of talk about, Handtech ones on the forum and stuff like that. Jump on over to the forum. The forum guys know more than I do. I just haven't played with the other low-end scopes these days. Hey, there we go. There's a question from Floodins. When will Mike from Mike's Electric Stuff be a guest on the Amp Hour? He's on our list. Mike, if you're still there. Would you like to be on the Amp Hour radio show? Would you like to be a guest? If you do, contact us and we'll put you on your list, because we're trying to, well, I think you're already on our list of target people to have on our, of asked to have on our on the radio show. So yes, it's all up to Mike if he wants to be on. And maybe time zone might be difficult with the UK. I don't know, that's a pain in the ass. What am I going to do after this live show? I think I'm going to work on my USB power supply. I might even shoot a USB power supply video. Probably with the display. I won't shoot the circuit yet. I'll shoot the display because I've got a display solution. It's not novel, but it's not very often used, and I don't know if everyone's going to like it, but I want to shoot a video on that. So that's what I'm going to do after the live show, I think. When do you think you will be done with the benchtop power supply? I don't know. Honestly, the USB one, I want to finish the USB one first than the bench one, because the bench there's a lot more work involved. There's dual PCBs and I have to respin the whole thing, and there's still some decisions to be made, and yeah. Whereas the USB, I've got a definite cost target in mind. I've got a definite, you know, like really super simple, low end, cheap, get it done, boom, you know. So I think that'll happen first. Master Burner, there's Dave's sanity. Why? But other than that, ask away. What do I think about Mastech multimeters? I've never seen one. I've never handled a Mastech multimeter. Don't know. Am I going to do any audio projects? Asked Jason, GBC. I'm not really into audio. Although, I do want to do a little audio filter. I do want to do a programmable high-pass filter for my video camera to take out like the aircon noise and stuff like that. And I have not been able to find one on the market. I want to do it. Actually, there's a couple of audio projects, and here I said I wasn't into audio, right? But I want to do them for my video camera. I want to do like a little inline, maybe like in a little round cylinder or something, just a 3.5mm phono in, 3.5mm phono out, high pass filter, programmable, so I can adjust it. Like, might have a knob or something like that, buttons to adjust the low pass filter, and high pass filter, low cut filter. And I can't find one on the market. Little battery powered thing which lasts, you know, ages from a battery, that's got proper low battery warning and all that sort of jazz. And, you know, and I can just adjust the low cut filter from, you know, DC up to, or 50, you know, anywhere up to, you know, 300-400 hertz, so, or maybe even 500 hertz, to take out all the various aircon noises and stuff like that. And I can't find one. So if anyone knows of any specific little gadget, nice little programmable low cut filter for inline phono jacks, not big XLR things, just a 3.5mm phono jack, let me know. Please send me an email with a link. I'd appreciate it, because I can't find anything. Please get the amp hour, Professor of Electrical Engineering at MIT. Please, please, please. Send an email to the amp hour at gmail.com and we'll add him to the list. Oh, any tips for questions? Any tips for PCB designers? Please stop the questions for a bit while I catch up. Any tips for novices PCB design? Oh, just keep doing PCB design. There's a few tutorial, like read app notes for how to lay out critical chips, like you know, like low noise analog to digital converters. Look at app notes, and they've usually got layout information in the data sheet, you know, how to lay out that chip, and you can learn a lot from those app notes. There's no one big tutorial that teaches you everything. I want to attempt to do that one day, but yeah, it's tough. But yeah, go into app notes and data sheets for specific chips, like, you know, low noise, you know, like data sheets for DC to DC converters. They'll show you layout techniques and stuff like that. So there's lots of stuff like that out there. You just have to find it. Missed the bloody Comments again. Go away. How about a filter in an FPGA hit multiple buttons in one go? Yeah, it's overkill. No, I just, you know, I thought about a DSP solution. You know, like I could use an FPGA or more likely like a DSP, like a PIC32 DSP or something like that, or a PIC24 DSP or whatever it is. But no, I think it's overkill. Just, you know, an op amp and a couple of op amps and a pot or something. You know, that's all you need. How many people we got now? We've got 115 guests, so we've got 116 guests. There we go, 116 lurkers who aren't in. We've got 72 people logged in. Wow, okay. So we're doing well. So we're approaching that 200 mark. Awesome. Thank you very much. Especially anyone in Europe. It's still like, it must be like 3 a.m. What is it, 5 a.m. in India now? They started watching at 4 a.m. Do you have any ideas for nice... die! Ustream chat window, die! Blah, blah, blah. Ah, oh, man. I can't read these comments. I've lost it. Shit. No, it's too many people posting too many comments in the window. No, sorry. You are a superstar in Germany. When are you going on tour? Extreme Hybrid. Thank you very much. Yeah, Germany's like my third biggest country. It's bigger than Australia. I've got more viewers in Germany than I do in Australia. Go figure. Tour, I don't know. Someone going to pay for my airfare to Germany? It's a long way. I've been to Germany. It's great. I love going to Germany. I love to do a tour, but geez, it's a long way to go. Whew. I don't know. Sorry, I've missed comments. They've scrolled off the screen. So if I haven't answered your question, please do it again. There is a Heiko FX888 Chinese model with analog circuit, no micro. Is it a good buy? No, don't touch it. It's fake. I believe it's completely fake. Do not touch it. No. Definitely do not touch it. 2:20 a.m. in Norway, says Webka. 7:22 p.m. in the US, Sunday night. Nice. 2:22 a.m. in the Czech Republic. France, it's 2:20 a.m. Electron Geeks, sorry to everyone in Europe. Maybe I should make the sacrifice and get up in 4 a.m. in the morning, right? And come and do the shows just so that hundreds of other people don't have to suffer. Oh, man. Anyway, you can always, if you miss it, you can always watch it. I mean, but then again, you don't get to ask me questions live. What is the most difficult project you have worked on? What made so challenging? I don't know. It's hard to say. Difficult. I mean, I've worked on projects that have taken years. I worked on one military one where it was just, it was a beam forming thing for sonar. It was a sonar beam forming thing. It had really high-end FPGAs and stuff like that, and it kind of sort of worked, but it was a triumph of, I think I've mentioned it in the blog, one blog maybe ages back, but it was a triumph of engineering over practicality. So and it went, there were a lot of, it was like a hot potato project. A lot of people worked on it and then didn't want to work on it again because it was just so difficult and so complex, and the technology was just there to do it, but there were just so many practical issues that it was a pain in the ass. So it never really got finished. Lots of money was wasted. Lots of taxpayer dollars was wasted on that military project, and never saw the light of day, I'm afraid. It's nearly 1:30 in the morning and you're not going to bed for the next 4 hours. Why? Why not get a real IRC client? Go away. Been through that before. It's a pain in the ass. Would you recommend starting with CPLDs or go for FPGA from the start? Go for FPGA because a CLPD is just a it's not a crippled FPGA. Well, it kind of is a crippled FPGA. They're different technologies designed for different different things. So FPGA is much more powerful. So if you're going to learn programmable logic, you may as well learn FPGA, I'd say. So I just want to check that my chat window is still being recorded. Yeah, I think it's all sweet. It's all sweet. So, what is the state of my 3D printer? It's working. I've said that before. My first USB power supply design has 7-segment display. Would it be better with a little LCD screen? Maybe. You'll see. I might shoot the video after I finish this. Maybe. You'll see what I've got in mind for the display. I've looked at LCD is actually, it's not that cheap. I've got a cheaper solution than an LCD and 7-segment displays. You'll see. Not everyone's going to like it, but it's cheaper, and I'm trying to get the cost of this thing right down. Like the cheapest LCD I could find was like, you know, $1.20 or something in volume. Unless I go to One Hung Low and buy it from Alibaba or something, and then I don't really want to do that. So, but you'll see what I've got in mind for the display solution. And I know a lot of people are not going to like it. Yay. I love pissing people off because you're going to end up pissing off some people. So you may as well enjoy it. It's great. But yeah, ideally I have greatly considered LCD display, and I may end up doing it, but it's just more expensive than the solution I have in mind. So, but yeah, I don't know. I may fold and do a little 7-segment display, but there are reasons, which I'll explain in my video, why it's more expensive. The high power amp kit. Oh, no, I'm not really interested in high power amps. Is your display LED in binary? You'll see. Persistence of vision display. No, it's not a persistence of vision display. Oh, hang on. There's a good question. Stop. Am I actually working 8 hours a day for the blog? Yeah, not very efficiently, but yes, I am. I'm working more than that. Actually, if you just the number of hours I spend on the forum and just doing emails and just generally thinking about stuff, that's working, right? Thinking about stuff. But yeah, I work every day, except weekends. That was the deal when I went full-time with the video blog. The wife wanted me to get my weekends back so that, I can be with her and little Sagan. And so I don't work I work occasionally on weekends if I have to, and she's got other stuff to do as well. Maybe I might get a weekend, or a day on the weekend. But yeah, I work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I don't come to the office for the lab here for some days I won't actually come into the lab if I'm not doing anything. Because I do my video editing at home, so I film stuff here and I take the SD card home, stick it in my pocket, go home, and I edit there. So I don't spend 8 hours a day in the lab. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I spend more than that, but it just depends on what I'm doing. Which USB logic analyzer do I recommend? I got one. I'm not aware of all of them, so I don't want to recommend one over the other because I haven't really. I've heard the Salig one's pretty good, the Intronics one, but that's more expensive. But I've heard the Salig one is probably one of the more popular ones. When will I get to the review for the Agilent U1733 LCR meter? It's been bugging me and I want to do it. I'm on the verge of doing it, and the other one as well, the other LCR meter. It's like a monkey on my back. I've had it for so long. It's not funny. It's embarrassing. But I can probably tell you the result. If you want to compare the two, I think the Agilent's going to win hands down, just from this simple, my general use. I've been playing around with the two. I think the Agilent's hard to beat. The new Agilent LCR meter is very good. I think it's going to be hard to beat. Am I planning to support over 500 milliamps on the USB? No, and I'll explain why in a video, because it's a whole cascading sequence of design decisions and increases in cost. If you support more than 500 milliamps, it's isolated, so you need a bigger isolated DC to DC converter, so it's physically bigger, and then it's not a linear increase in price. In the linear, that way on the camera, I think, increase in price on the DC to DC converters, so you pay a lot more for the DC to DC converter, and bingo, I've instantly tripled my bill of materials cost, and the price target is out the window. And so unless I went for a non-isolated USB thing, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to support 1 or 2 amps with this. No, and then you've got heat dissipation, so your form factor's got to change, and a whole bunch of things change. A lot of people love to say, why don't you support, 2 amp, on USB 3.0 charger mode or something. I don't know, but no, the devil's in the detail, trust me. I challenge anyone to go out there and design a low-cost, isolated USB power supply that supports the 2 amps or something that they're talking about, because you won't be able to do it cheaply. You just simply will not be able to do it. Anyway, hey, I can just copy that clip and upload that as a video. There you go. There's my... Which DSP do I recommend to begin a novice project? I'm not up on DSPs these days. I've used the TI 320, the classic. That's the industry standard DSP. Might still be, maybe, the TI. But there's so many others out there. There's quite a few out there these days. Even the PIC one, if you've got PIC experience already, there's no reason why you can't use the PIC, the DS PICs, the DSP version of the PIC. So I don't really have one to recommend. I guess if you're already familiar with PICs, then use DSPIC. If you're already familiar with, say, TI, well, there's not really a crossover between TI microcontrollers and their DSPs, I don't think. But yeah, sorry, I'm not really up on the DSP market. Have I ever played with Nixie tubes? No, not really. Not a fan of Nixie. Not really a fan of Nixie tubes. Doesn't really toot my horn. Dave, other famous YouTube channels have multiple people posting different related content on it. More content, more viewers. How about doing that with the EEVblog? Who? Which famous YouTube channels? Not electronics ones. Maybe you're talking about, the people who talk about, musicians and other stuff, no, I think people subscribe to my channel to watch me. I think I've done a poll on this before, and also not only uploading video, but also doing blog content as well on my blog site. I got the response that people subscribe to my channel because they want to see me. If they want to see someone else, they'll subscribe to their channel. So the community answer to that was no. People generally didn't want me to do it. I don't know. Might have changed these days. This was quite some time back, but I don't know if people would like to see other people's content on my channel. I don't think so. I think they subscribe to see me. So, which manufacturer makes the best data sheets in your point of view? Oh, gee. I don't know. They're all, Analog Devices make good data sheets. Linear Technology, a lot of the biggies, like those analog guys, they make really good data sheets. But it really depends on the device. Some devices from manufacturers, I've had crap data sheets and good data sheets, depending on the device. So it's a bit of pot luck, really. Why do I hate cheap? Transistor N says, why do I hate cheap Cortex M01 and M3? I don't hate them. I just don't think that they're the universal solution. Everyone says, oh, why don't I just use a Cortex M0? No, they're more expensive regardless of what you say. They come in, sometimes they come in pain in the ass packages, sometimes they need core voltages, you know, which requires other things, and I'm just, no, I think the right tool for I don't want to use a 32-bit bloody ARM micro in everything. I don't think it's necessarily the right tool for the job. Sorry. To all you ARM Cortex fans out there who think, you know, PICs and AVRs and other 8-bit micros have gone the way of the dodo. I think you're wrong. Well, it depends on what you're talking about. You can be right in certain circumstances, but you're not right across the board. So, no, I like using the right tool for the job. So, are there other electronics channels on YouTube that deliver the same quality and frequency of content as yours? Yes, there is. Mike is pretty close to me in terms of content and frequency. In terms of frequency, I'm going to do a whole video on this very shortly. I meant to shoot it like on Friday. Haven't shot it yet. Actually, I want to do a video actually promoting other YouTube channels that are producing good regular content. And Martin Lawton well, search for Martin Lawton's electronics YouTube channel. His frequency is more than mine. He's uploading, man, he's uploading like 3 or 4 videos a week, I think. He's going crazy. Come back here, comment. Dave, can you review the Agilent DSA X9000 Infinium High Performance 63 gig scope? Oh, yeah, sure. I could probably get one for review if I really wanted to. I could get a loaner. But how do you review something like that? It's crazy. It's pointless, I think. What processor would I recommend for... Oh, okay. No, I've lost it. No. Hang on. Oh, yeah, there's Todd from Todd Fun, I think, if you're referring to Todd from Todd Fun. Not sure of his frequency. Oh, come on, comments. Stop it. Stop it. What processor would I recommend to make an autonomous... Oh, sorry. Oh, jeez. Pick whichever one you like. It doesn't matter which processor you select. Really, it almost certainly doesn't matter. By processor, I think you mean microcontroller, right? So, whoever asked that, sorry, it scrolled off. Yeah, as I said in my PIC versus AVR video, it doesn't matter. They're all going to do the job. Pick whichever one you like, whichever one you can get the best, you know, download the software, trial it out, whichever one you think does what you want. Do I think I'm going to make more videos about reverse engineering? Asked Superus Domus. Yeah, probably, if it comes to pass, you know. It's not like I'm going to deliberately go out there and do one. I just shot a reverse engineering video on the Land C bus here because I just, you know, I wanted to at the time. I was going to do something else. It wasn't planned. I just thought, oh, I'll do it now. I just got the urge, you know. So, you know, I don't have a huge interest in reverse engineering and reverse, you know, and hacking stuff generally, but if I, you know, the interest, but I occasionally get the need or the desire to do it, I'll do it. G plus stream is not working. Oops, sorry. The Hangout is now over. If you're broadcasting publicly, your recording will now be uploaded. You're right, it's died. I don't know why. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Let me get back on track here. I'll have to start it again. It shut down. It said it's finished recording. I don't know why. I didn't touch it. It wasn't even up on a window where I could touch it. Name this Hangout EEVblog 300 live part 2. Enable Hangout on the air. Boom, boom. Okay, got it. Yep, Hangout. Okay, and start broadcast. And I should be... No, Gives me a countdown timer. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there we go. I'm back on the air. I should be back on Google Plus. Sorry about that, Google Plus, YouTube Live people. I don't know how many people are watching live on YouTube. But yeah, I don't know. Google Plus / YouTube just decided to kick the bucket there, and it saved it. So it's probably already uploaded to my YouTube channel. I've got no control over that. All I can do is delete it or hide it. But it automatically uploads it. So yeah, I think, yeah, maybe there's a 90-minute limit. I think there's some time limit on it, maybe. What is my dream job if I didn't have EEVblog? I have no idea. No job is my dream job. No job. Who wants to work for a living? Goodness sake. Really, working for is a means to an end. It's a means to earn money so that you can live. I wouldn't want a job. So that I'd be free. By saying that, it means I'm free to do, you know, I wouldn't have to work to earn a living so that I can do anything that interests me. Either the blog, I'd still continue to do that because I enjoy doing it. It's a hobby. Do other hobbies, I travel, do whatever. You know, I could just work on, I don't know, I could work on charity projects, or who knows, you know. There's just tons of stuff I'd love to be doing. So, yeah, working for a living, highly overrated, trust me. That's why I still buy my lotto tickets, because if I win lotto, woohoo, I don't need to, you know, I could take all the ads off my site and I wouldn't need ads anymore. I wouldn't need to make a living. I wouldn't need to do that. But of course, you know, everyone's got to make a living somehow, unless you're rich, independently wealthy, and you don't have to, then, you know, you may as well do something you enjoy. So, you know, I don't know, there's lots of things. Lots of things. I've got lots of hobbies. Well, I've got a few, you know. Do a $2 multimeter review. Yeah, right. What would I be doing if I wasn't into electronics? Asks Wilski37. I honestly don't know, because I've been doing electronics my entire life. I've never had a non-professional job. I've never worked in McDonald's. I've never, you know, worked in a supermarket. I've never, you know, I've always had a professional engineering job ever since I was 17. And I've never done anything else. It's always been my hobby since I was like 5 or 6 years old. And I honestly I can't answer that question because I don't know. Because I don't know where my life would have gone if I didn't get into electronics. I have no clue. At one point I thought it'd be awesome to, well, not awesome, but I thought I'd maybe toss in my electronics job and go work as a full-time canyoning guide or something like that. That would have been nice. I thought I was going to maybe get into the fitness industry when I got into my fitness kick and I became a qualified fitness instructor. I thought maybe, you know, I might do something there, start that part-time, but it never happened. Is there anything I find annoying when doing a project? I hate waiting for parts. Yeah, waiting on a project is the most annoying thing. I'd love to just have everything here, bam, put it together and, you know, instantly, because waiting for stuff, it kills your enthusiasm. If you're waiting for your PCB to come in, if you're waiting for your parts from overseas, it really kills your enthusiasm. Takakti asks, have I ever done my own PCB one-off boards? Etching. Yes, I used to make all my own boards. I still have the light box to do that sort of stuff, but I haven't done it for ages. It's just so cheap now. It's so cheap to, and it's messy, and the wife doesn't like me doing it in the new house. You know, back at my old place, I would, you know, just wouldn't care. And yeah, I used to make all my own boards. I used to drill. I'd sit there and drill thousands of holes, you know, even real big complex boards. And I used to get down to 8 thou. track and space, with the laser toner transparency, and putting that on a positive photo mask, a positive photoresist coated PCB, and yeah, I used to make them all. But the enthusiasm's not there anymore. It's a pain in the ass. What is your price level for USB power supply, and what is the price for Design 2A in this? Design 2A? What's 2A in this price? As I said before, I want the same price target as the microcurrent for the USB power supply. But I want a big margin on it so I can put it through distributors and stuff. And it's worth my while. Because, a lot of people don't understand. If you do a kit, right, and say I don't understand why anyone sells a $20 kit, right? It's like, it's not worth the effort. It's like $20, even if you make it for $5, right? And you're making, $15 on each one. It's almost not worth it. $15 in your time to, get the orders, pack, ship, send, support, and then the occasional ones that go lost and the ones that don't work, and it's just, oh man, it's just not worth it. It's like people who sell stuff on eBay. They sell stuff, I don't know why you'd sell a $5 thing on eBay. It's just not worth it. Even if you got it for free and you're making $5, it's just not worth your time. You're working for slave labor wages. It's just, maybe if you enjoy it, fine, if it's your hobby, and that's cool, right? But yeah, I don't understand the concept of, selling like a little $10, $15 PCB. I don't understand the reasoning behind it. If you sit down and do the math of how much you're actually working per hour, you'll cry, because it's just a shame. Is there any following on from the answer about my dream job, is there any important advice you'd suggest to anyone wanting to follow my full-time strategy? The best advice is just to keep doing it. Continuously just keep producing content. It's all about the content. Just keep doing it and you'll eventually grow and grow and grow. And I've had linear growth from day one. It's, with occasional little, like it'll grow linear and then it'll jump up a little bit because I got mentioned somewhere or something, and then it'll grow linear again, and a little jump again, and then it just keeps growing linear, like that. And if you do it for enough years, hopefully you'll eventually build up enough audience that you can make it full time. But as I said, I've had a few lucky breaks. I didn't plan any of it. None of it was planned at all. Still not planned in terms of, success making it full time, but just continue to do it. Just enjoy what you're doing and continue. And eventually it might lead somewhere. You get a luck, you'll get some luck. But you'll get zero luck if you don't keep producing content. So what is the bomb price you're aiming at? I'm not quite sure, but it's I don't want to give away my bomb price target, really. That's my competitive advantage, right? Oh, that could support 2 amps. That's what you meant by 2A. Oh, right. Okay. Right. It's just the DC to DC converter alone to support 2 amps is 5 times the price or something. Go and price it. It's just not good. My goal is just to make it as cheap and simple as possible, and I want it for my own use, and I don't need 2 amps. So too bad to anyone who needs 2 amps. I might maybe do another more expensive one, but the bill of materials could easily at least double or triple in price if you went for and the form factor changes because you've got heat dissipation, heat sinks, all sorts of stuff. It really changes the whole dynamics of the project when you start talking a couple of amps. So, whew, I think, hey, there's no questions. Hey, all right. No, here's one from MM5032. Hi, Dave. I'm an 11-year-old kid. Oh, beauty. All right, man, I had nothing like this when I was 11 years old. And I wonder how to become an electronics engineer. Well, you work on stuff. You build up stuff. You build your own lab. You work on your own projects, and then you study. Usually, that's the usual path. You do good in school, and you go on to university or college or whatever it is in your country, or some sort of electronics course, and you become an electronics engineer. Yeah, generally it takes quite some time. But hey, if you're you can be an electronics engineer at 11 if you really want. There's no reason why you can't design a little kit, sell it. As far as I'm concerned, you're an electronics engineer. Do it. Wish you the best of luck. 11 years old, that's awesome. Extreme Hybrid, we love you, Dave. Do you love us? Yes, I love everyone. Or as Rocky, I love just about everybody. Is that what Rocky said? Yeah, I love everyone. Thank you very much for turning up. This is awesome. Oh man, look, it's almost 2 hours. Do you believe it? It's almost gone. What have I done? I've answered a few questions. It seems like there's only a few. I think it takes more than just producing content. It has to be useful, quality, accurate content, and no one would bother watching. Oh yeah, there's got to be. Yeah, and you've got to find a niche too. You've got to have your own style and stuff like that. But no, people don't. People might watch you for entertainment, even if your content's not that great. They might, if you're really entertaining, they might watch you for that. I think there's people who just watch me for the entertainment. I know there's a lot of people who watch me just because they like my personality or something. I like, I know there's a whole bunch of people who don't watch me because they hate my personality and they hate my voice and they hate everything else about me. But hey, no, I won't stick up the finger on air. Each to their own. Not everyone's going to like everyone. That's just, I am who I am. Take me or leave me. I'm not that fussed. But yeah, I do love everyone who is a regular watcher. But I know there's people who don't really learn any electronics from me. They just like watching me because it's just entertainment, So that's awesome. Your voice isn't nearly as annoying as, say, Photon's. Really? No, I think my voice is more annoying than Photon's. Everyone's different though. There you go. I get so much hate mail and hate comments over my voice. It's hilarious actually. Oh man. Tech question. I am working on an automotive LED blinker relay load that must place a load on the circuit for the flasher relay to operate. Using a power resistor causes heat. Huh? I am working on automotive LED blinker relay load that must place a load on the circuit for the flasher relay to operate. Using a power resistor causes heat. Well, there's no other way to put a load there, a power load, without dissipating heat. If you need a 10-watt load on there for your thing to work, well, your load has to absorb that 10 watts. It's got to dissipate that 10 watts somehow. There's no magic way around that, I don't think. It depends on the car, though. I'm not into auto electronics, so I don't really know precisely the details of what you're on about there. Wilski likes my power supply design blog. Thank you very much. Yes, it's been very popular, my power supply design blog. Oh, I'm losing the comments again. I'm losing the comments. I'm going to lose my patience if I lose the comments. I'm going to go postal. Oh, what's the best hate mail? I should have kept them because I just delete hate mail, and the really dumb, hateful YouTube comments delete, because I don't want other people to read it. And I wish I kept them so I could do like a hate mail video. That'd be great. I'd love it. What do I think about mechatronics? Oh, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I assume you're thinking of studying hyperbolicus. Think of studying. Yeah, it's not bad. I love robots and stuff like that, but once again, I don't have the time to work on stuff like that. And I prefer straight electronics. I do love looking at robots, but and mechatronics and mechanical. I've done my fair share of mechanical stuff, let me tell you, in my jobs. But in my hobby side, I don't tend to do much in the way of mechanical stuff. If I get enough hate mail, I'll do a video, yeah. Have you ever messed up any electronics by forgetting to switch the voltage to 240? Yeah, I've done that. I've blown up the odd bit of kit, which was 110 or something. And, yep, been there. How about an outtakes video? Yeah, occasionally I might put an outtake at the end of the credits, which a lot of people miss because it's after the credits. So as soon as the credits come on, they stop. And very occasionally I put an outtake in there. But my outtakes are boring. It's just, you know, it's just the same old thing. It's just me getting my tongue twisted and goofing it up, and yep, it's pretty boring. Or, you know, when I was in the old lab, like a plane would fly overhead and I go, F, you know, there's a few F's in there, and, you know, it'd happen, or the wife had programmed the washing machine or something like that to switch on. So I'm sitting there recording in the middle of something, and the washing machine would switch on, F, or the phone would ring, and like, oh, you know. I do like to drop the F-bomb when, you know, I'm getting a bit impatient and I'm trying to shoot a video and things aren't going right, and the birds are chirping, and, you know, or I forget to press record, and anyway, it's fun. So yeah, outtakes, the problem is finding all the outtake content. I'd have to go, I've got so much content, and I really, to get outtakes, I really have to would start now when I'm doing videos, when I'm editing, at the time I'm editing the video, to actually go, oh, that's a funny outtake, actually physically move that video clip to like an outtakes folder or something like that. I've kind of been meaning to do that, but for me to go back now into 300 videos and try and find outtakes, some of these videos have 200 clips in them. You know, and there could be something funny in any one of those 200 at the start or at the end of any one of those 200 clips. You know, your average video might have 40 clips or something in it, maybe. So, and there could be an outtake anywhere at the start or the end of those. So I'd have to go through and look through each one, start, end. Woo! So to find outtakes would not be easy. So maybe I need to really start doing that. If I find something funny, usually funny, not just dumb, you know. You'd get bored after a minute of watching my dumb outtakes. Tongue strain while trying to find the right angle, yeah. How about electronic prank videos using something you've prototyped? I'm not into pranks, really. It's not that funny. No, sorry. Okay, you know, occasionally, but no, I'm not going to do a prank video, I don't think. Can you make an item about the Chinese fluke meters, if they are any good and worth the money? Oh, there's, you know, Unity's probably not bad as far as cheap Chinese meters go. They're probably maybe the pick of the bunch, perhaps. But, you know, I could do endless videos on every cheap Chinese meter out there, but, gee, it's just not worth it. How many terabytes you have of footage? Raw, I just backed it up. I just got a new RAID drive. I've got almost 1 terabyte of raw footage, and then there's probably another, no, actually it's probably about 800 gig. There's probably 800 gig of raw footage, and probably another 800, 900 gig of processed footage, because I process in various ways. I render super high quality 12 megabits per second, and then I render another one, and they're usually a couple of gig per video, and then I render another one, which then I upload to, which is a smaller file size, more compressed, that I upload to YouTube, and then there's the podcast version. So I render 3 versions of the video, plus the raw footage, and I've kept them all. I think I haven't lost anything yet. So I've got anyway, I filled up my 2 terabyte RAID drive, so I've now got 2 separate RAID drives. I've got one to store the raw footage and one to store the processed footage. So I've got 2 RAID hard drive systems, backing those up. So yeah, it's probably almost, you know, 1.5 terabytes, maybe 2 terabytes footage I've got. Do you ever use the analog multimeter up there on the shelf? No, it's just there for looks. I don't use it. How many retakes do you do for one show? Very rarely do I do, ask Joanna. Hey, Joanna. No, I very rarely do retakes. I will very often I'll goof up a beginning of a, I'll press record, and I still, like, because it's non-scripted, so I don't know what I'm going to say. I just think, oh, okay, I'm going to talk about this aspect, and I haven't thought about what I'm going to say, so I just hit record, and I start talking or whatever, and I just get tongue twisted or go, oh no, that was stupid, and I stop and I start again, That's the non-scripted nature. It's really, but no, actual retakes, as in, like, if I shoot something, if I shoot something good and I don't tongue twist it, I don't goof it up, and then occasionally I'll actually play things back. Oh, was that a good enough explanation? But I'll rarely actually do a complete retake. If it was, because I just go for content that's good enough, good enough, shot it, go on to the next bit. So I'll rarely actually do retakes, and I'll even more rarely be in my editing process and then go, oh, I didn't like that. And then I'll have to come back. It was easier when I was at home because I could just walk out to the lab, and if I desperately had to, I would do a retake. And often I've changed my clothes, so I'd have to put the same, if I'm in shot, I'll have to put the same t-shirt back on, get it out of the dirty clothes basket, put the dirty t-shirt back on, so the continuity's the same, so that would, but it rarely happens. So, see ya, Class Kenny. Got to get some sleep. Woo, work starts in 4 hours. Yeah, go. Thank you. You're in Europe, obviously. Oh, boy. And, yeah, people say RAID is not a backup. Well, what else am I supposed to freaking do? Right. At least I've got it on 2 hard drives. Yeah, I've got stuff on multiple RAID drives. Is that not good enough? And I've got stuff on multiple sites. Well, yeah, everyone craps on about backups. Yeah, if the house burns down, yeah, I lose the lot, RAID is not a backup. It's better than having it on 1 hard drive, let me tell you. At least you got it on 2 hard drives. And it's unlikely that 2 hard drives in a RAID system are going to fail at the same time. The only way to do that is you get a lightning strike through or something and bang, But I leave them, I don't have them running. I leave them disconnected most of the time. They're just not connected, and I only back up, I might back up once a week or something. So yeah, everyone craps on about RAID's not backup. It's better than nothing. It's not like I can, I've got so much, hiring 2 terabytes worth of storage or something online just to, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could get like an Amazon account where I'm just paying for content, but to upload all that stuff is, maybe I can, I've often thought about that. So if anyone knows any cheap storage that can store like a couple of terabytes, please send me a link or whatever that can, cheap storage of a couple of, because I'm talking a couple of terabytes of data here, right? And it'd take me to upload a couple of terabytes of data, would take me weeks and weeks and probably a month or something. I don't know how long it would take to upload a terabyte of data. I'd have to find someone with a better internet connection to upload and go there and leave it running to really back it up online, Anyway, yeah. There is, of course, an increased chance of failure during a rebuild for a replacement drive. Yeah, but if one of my drives in my RAID drive failed, I would instantly not just put in a new one and let it rebuild. I would actually get another drive, copy the contents first just to be safe, and then rebuild, So, did I think about using my fan base for distributed backup? No, I haven't thought about that, but no, I don't want people having my raw footage. The cheapest option for your backup purposes would be to just regularly make a full copy of your RAID and store it to the... Yeah, I know, it's cheaper to just buy hard drives, occasionally buy, $100 hard drive and just duplicate it and then just store hard drives, you know, and store them off-site. So I do the backups at home and store the hard drive backups here, because I think hard drive is still the cheapest solution out there for backing up this volume of data. But anyway, yeah, I do like the RAID is like, I've got the footage on other hard drives as well, you know, but I like having the RAID. The RAID is my master backup copy. It's got everything, you know, whereas I've got various old hard drives that have, you know, lots of old footage and stuff like that, but they don't have the complete latest copy. So, you know, so I think I'm reasonably safe, you know, I mean, so I think I'm not doing too bad. So maybe I should at least back up the rendered versions onto, you know, Amazon Cloud or something, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to use tape backup. No one uses tape backup anymore. Why not do a regular feature on little circuits like the soft latch switch video you did? I thought about that. That's been on the cards for a long time. I wanted to do like I was going to call it like electronic building blocks or something, and each week I was going to do like another little circuit, like a building block circuit. And yeah, I've got to commit to it. I think it's something I've got to commit to. And well, I want to commit to a lot of stuff. And if I commit to too many things, then I get committed. If you know what I mean. As in white jacket, you know, straight jacket. And, you know, they come and take me away. The men in the white van. Oh, boy. There's so much stuff I want to do. I don't. Man. Get a little lab tour. Master Burner wants a lab tour. Oh, yeah. Here you go. There's not much happening. You've seen it all in videos. Sorry, I can't actually see if this is on screen, but you know, this is my main bench. I'm going to mount my new lamp, my new Mantis lamp there somehow. I've got to like drill a hole in the bench down there and mount my new Mantis lamp, which is down in the box down there. Look at it. Oh, can't wait to open that puppy. And yeah, here's my bench. Oh look, I got a Marty McFly hat. Check it out. It's great. Awesome stuff. Hang on, I'll put it on. There we go. Beautiful. And yeah, that's the lab. It's a bit of a that's the bench. It's a bit of a mess. It's 6 meters long, you know, and it's an absolute mess. So I've got the portable magnifying lamp here. There you go. You saw my sock probably. Don't have shoes. I don't wear shoes in the lab much. And my MakerBot's going to move. And I've got various crap. I've got my plants over there. I've got a whole bunch of boxes. I've got my arcade machine. My sink. I'm going to tear down the photocopier. I've got a bench. I'm going to have to install over there. That's my old workbench, which went over the car hood in my garage. And I've got more plants. And I've got some boxes scattered around. I've got a photocopier I found down in the junk room. I've got my electronics bean bags. You probably haven't seen my electronics bean bags much, but they're actually electronics. There's actually a schematic printed on my bean bags. They're custom bean bags. They're awesome. Some old Electronics Australia magazines from up in my roof, and I've got some whiteboards in there. I meant to do something with them. I've still got a trolley for moving crap around. And that is pretty much the lab tour. And of course I've got my office in here, which is my little cubicle. So that contains, it's an absolute mess. You probably don't want to see in here, but yeah, it's a shocking mess. There's my Electronics Australia magazines in the boxes. And yeah, it's a mess. So there you go. That's my lab tour. So like I've got a mic here. I've got my I've got the same mic at home, so I sound the same. I've got my studio monitor speakers. The acoustic black panel up there just helps with the acoustics a little bit, and that is basically a lab tour. So hopefully, yeah, maybe my audio didn't come through there. If it didn't, sorry. Yes, FSM, Pastafarian. Hoverboard, I'd love to do a... Is the photocopy a brand new one? No, I found it in the junk room. Follow my tweets. You would have seen live tweets as I wheeled the thing out of the garbage room. A live list of questions. Let me check out a live... Oh, wow, look at that. Wow. There's a live list of questions. Really? Is that live? Or do I have to refresh? Wow. Hang on. Who did that? The screen's too small here. I've got to call up the chat window again. That's who did that? That's really cool. Thank you very much, PSI. He did a live list of questions there to a text file. Wow. Do people working on electronics always have a full bench? Yeah, they always. Anyone who has a clean bench is weird. I don't understand. Freaks. Yeah. Although I do enjoy a clean bench. When it's clean, when I do clean it, I do enjoy it. But it doesn't last long. Favourite thing I've printed with my MakerBot? I haven't done much yet. Don't have a favourite thing. Well, I am not a freak, says Reptile X. Clean bench people. Oh boy, the clean bench people. Yep. And oof. When you make software for microcontrollers, are drawing state diagrams or is everything in my head? No, everything's in my head. I don't do state diagrams or flowcharts or anything like that. Often I'll do flowcharts afterwards, you know, as part of the documentation, especially on work stuff, but no, I don't do it beforehand. Occasionally I've had, because I've been forced to, you know, the project that, you know, I've been asked to do, you know, the flowchart before I write the code, but that's very rarely for work stuff where they force me to do it. No, everything's up in the head, you know. Can't beat the grey matter. Oh, right. Monkey says the earlier question about the cheap Chinese meters was the Fluke 15B and 17B. No, I haven't looked at them. I don't have one. And I asked Fluke Australia, and they couldn't get me one, apparently, because it's not... They're not designed to be outside the market from China, apparently. So Fluke Australia said they couldn't really get me one. Go figure. So no, and I haven't been able to. I haven't bothered to buy one for, what is it, $9,900 on eBay or something. How many fans have visited me so far? Actually, personally visited me? In the new lab here, one. I've only had one person visit, all the way from the US. And I've had the odd other person, the odd other blogger, like various people drop on over to the old lab, but no one's. I was maybe thinking about having an open day. I don't know, an open day at the EEVblog lab. I don't know. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. Why don't I ban people from the forum, like when they get annoying? Because I am trying to run... Still, hang on. The reason I don't ban people, I very rarely ban people from the forum, is because I'm trying to run an open forum, and I hate banning people. It really... You know, I had to ban the biggest poster on the EEVblog forum because I just got so many complaints, and I didn't want to do it because he was producing, you know, good content as well as the, you know, as well as the stuff people found really annoying, and I just don't. I like free speech, you know. I like all that sort of stuff. I'm passionately believe in that sort of stuff. But unfortunately, I do occasionally have to ban the odd person and, you know, make a sacrifice that, oh, it's, you know, it's for the benefit of the forum and that sort of stuff. So I'm really try to be lenient. You know, but yeah, occasionally I've got a EEVblog flash mob. I've been in a flash mob. There's a video of me flash mobbing somewhere on the internet. Yes. Back in the early days when flash mob first started, there is a video of me somewhere flash mobbing. Being part of a flash mob. It was good fun. Yeah, so I try and be very tolerant of people on forums. But yeah, when they start ruining it for everyone and I get so many complaints, I occasionally have to pull the plug. But especially if they're producing good content. Like I tolerate people, you know. I can easily tolerate, you know, idiots. I just ignore them. If they're saying stuff I don't like, I don't complain about it. I just ignore them. But if that's all they're doing, then, you know, I'll ban them. But if they're producing good content as well, then, you know, I think they should be cut some slack. But it's hard running a forum. It's not easy. Who was the USA visitor to the new lab? It was a young guy. He's still in school, and he was a fan. And his parents said, "Where do you want to go for holidays?" And he said, "I'd love to go to Sydney and meet Dave." So I couldn't say no. He was a young kid. It was cool. It was awesome. And they took me out to dinner. It was great. Thanks, guys. And but that's the only visitor. That's the only fan I've had to the lab. Actually, go figure. Anyway, everyone will be able to meet me soon. If you're in Sydney, or if you're in Australia and you can get to Sydney, I'll be at the Electronics Expo. I'll be there for 2 days. I might even have my own booth. So everyone can see me. My mate Rog has got a new startup doing like tours, like local guide tours, and I should. I got the idea that I'd charge to do a tour of the lab, you know, using his new startup, you know, trialing his new software. So, you know, it's you know, for $20, come and visit Dave's EEVblog lab, and I'll take you on a tour. That's pretty lame, but that idea, not Roger's website, which is Ariba. Go check it out. worldwidewebariba.com. Why don't I pay someone to go through my raw footage, cut it outtakes? You will never be bothered. I think I'd be too embarrassed to show someone all of my raw footage of me swearing and cursing or talking to the wife or whatever. You know, there's lots of raw footage in there that I don't care, but you know, it's just Do I ever eat in the lab, or is that a no-no? Yes, I eat in the lab. Of course I eat in the lab. I've got my lunch, I've got my bag. The wife makes my lunch. I've got my wrap here with my all organic goodness in there. It's got tahini, there's carrot, there's beetroot, there's lettuce, there's a whole bunch of stuff in my organic wrap, and I've got my fruit. I've got my bananas, and I've got a couple of apples in there as well. Beauty. Organic. Yeah, I eat in the lab. Absolutely. Occasionally I get the junk food, and because I am fit and healthy and eat organic and healthy like 95% of the time, but the other times I do like to let myself go. And sugar. Oh yeah. Any advice on electronics hobbies when you're unemployed? For what? They'd love to visit me if I weren't 15,000 kilometers away. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. 15,000 Ks, that'd be Europe, would it? Any advice on electronics hobby when you're unemployed and broke? Well, if you followed my advice in my video, you wouldn't be broke when you're unemployed, because you'd have your screw you money, you see. So you'd be able to survive for quite some time when you're unemployed, whether or not you were made redundant, or whether, like I was, or you were, I've been made redundant a couple of times, or whether you just leave by choice. You've had a gutful, stick it up your ass, you know, I'm leaving, I'm not taking this shit anymore, and you bugger off. Whether or not you do either, and you should have some screw you money. Any advice? Well, you know, work on stuff. I mean, you know, if you're, you know, don't spend all your time, well, obviously look for a new job, but work on stuff so that you have more stuff to put on your resume, which helps you find a new job. And if you've got 8 hours a day to work on stuff or more, you can do some good projects in a quick, short amount of time that you can put on your resume. So, highly recommend doing that. How about, I want you for engineering Sagan Jones poster in the background? Right, like pointing like the Uncle Sam poster, is that what you mean? Extreme hybrid? I want you for engineering. That's the old Uncle Sam photo. I want you. And whew. All right, we've been going for like almost 2.5 hours. This is ridiculous. How long do people want this thing to go for? It's going to be, man, it's going to be insane to upload this video. Well, actually, it's a low res. It won't be full. I probably won't upload full HD. Oh, I've got full HD. Why not upload full HD to YouTube? It'll take like a day to upload the thing. It's crazy. It's still recording. Yep, man, I'll just go in and... Yeah, it's still recording my chat windows. Make sure my computer doesn't shut down. I've got 47 minutes of battery life left and an hour of 27 minutes of tape, you know, of SD card. Man, that's just... it's one hell of a live... This is probably my longest live show by far. Because I think the last time I did a live show, I was actually employed. So I had to, you know, so I had to get to work or something, you know. So I'd do it before work. I think I used to do my live show before work on a Monday. So how many people we've got now? We've got 109 guests and 59 viewers on Ustream. So 59 logged in and 111 lurkers. Hello, lurkers out there who you can't ask me a question because you're not logged in to Ustream. We may have to end it. Yeah, I know. I could be here all day. Do you realize how popular a short circuit segment on your YouTube channel would be? Yeah, I do know. That's why I want to do it. I do realize it would be popular if I did, you know, a video a week of just some new building block, and then I could build it up. It'd be a whole series. I want to do it. I want to make the commitment to do it. But, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. When designing a PCB, H. Johnson asks, how much of the actual routing, not placement, is spent mentally planning out the way the tracks are going to go, and how much is just try and rip up if bad? You don't really plan it much before. You plan the placement. You plan the placement of the components, so you just think it all happens in real time up in the head. So you don't just sit there and draw and write notes and maybe, you know, do anything else. It all happens in real time. So you place your components in the segment building blocks first, and then you place them on the board where you need to. And then if you've got like big buses going between them, you know that they have to be short so that you've got buses going between these modules and then other ones. And there's not much time spent planning, but in terms of the layout, the routing itself, no, you do that as part of your component placement. It's an automatic part of your component placement thing. So that's how it works. How much you earn each month as an engineer? How much did I earn? You know, when I was a full-time engineer, you know, an average engineer, like probably the average engineering salary in Australia here is probably 80,000 a year, maybe. I'd say that's probably not too far off the average figure. I don't know what it is in other countries, have no idea. But $80,000 Australian, maybe. But I know, you know, it can be anywhere from, I know, even like a graduate, some graduates get ripped off and they start at like $40,000 a year. And you know, some engineers, if you're really lucky, you might be earning, you know, 100 and I do know the odd one that's earned 150. That's been offered 150, and you know, but you're very rare to get that as a working engineer. But it's not uncommon for an engineer to be on 100k or 110k for a senior engineer or something like that. Totally depends on the company and the project and whatever you're working on. And sometimes somebody can be doing a more important, better job earning 60,000 than somebody on 120,000. There's, you know, but it's going to be somewhere in that range. If you're earning over 100,000 a year and you're a working engineer in Australia, you're doing pretty good. You're on good money. If you're earning less than 70 or 80, you're probably getting ripped off. So, Dark Insane Pyro's on 38k US co-op position. Yeah, you're just starting out. I've been seen starting at 70k. Yeah, you probably, if you start at 60k in Australia, 60 or 70, you're doing really well, I think. Usually, you know, you might get 70 to 80, a couple of years experience or something in Australia, but it depends. Is it possible to do a video on FPGA? I've mentioned that. Yes, it is possible, and yes, I'll probably eventually get around to doing one. What do I think of MakerBot's new 3D printer? I haven't got one yet. Haven't seen one. Have to get in contact with them. Whew. Any more last minute questions? Because I might maybe do an unboxing of my Mantis. Who would like to see a live unboxing of my Mantis video, of my Mantis microscope? Trust me, it's probably pornographic, but I can't demonstrate it. Anyway, any last minute questions? Because what I'll do is I've been going for 2.5 hours. I'll take last questions now, and then we'll probably unbox this Mantis stereo viewing head. So, and hopefully it's not broken. That'd be embarrassing because it's worth many thousands of dollars. No more last minute questions? Should I try and set this inverter on fire? Go for your life. No last minute questions. People want the unboxing. Do you have an extra sandwich for me? No, I don't. Sorry. Only got the one. Mantis, Mantis, Mantis. Oh, boy. What difference is there between military electronics from ordinary electronics? Geez, that's a good question. Usually military electronics is low volume stuff. You know, I've worked on military stuff, which is one. Grand total, we'll build one. All right, you know, or if you go into full scale production, you build 10. You know, you might reach double digits. So military electronics is much more rigorously engineered and documented. Documenting's huge in the military side of things, but apart from the actual electronics itself, there's not a huge amount of difference. But from a qualification point of view, when you got to qualify the electronics, you know, over temperature, shock, vibration, environmental conditions, humidity, all that sort of stuff, your boards might be conformally coated to stop, you know, moisture ingress, things like that. Much more reliable than just your regular consumer electronic stuff. So you're going to use military grade components, and you have to design in reliability into your product. And also product lifetime, because military a lot of military contracts, they need guarantees from the component manufacturers that that component will still be available in 10 or 15 years time. So you need written contracts. So you can't build any part into your military PCB or your military product if you can't get guarantees from the manufacturer that that component will be available in 10 years time. Or there might be second and third source options. You can't build that. You can't just use any old part if it's, you know, just from Maxim or somebody and it's not available from anyone else. You might not be allowed to build that in. So there's lots of, you know, there's lots of really, and that slows down the project to an absolute crawl. It can take you, you know, 2 years to design one little board that you'd normally do in a month in a commercial environment, you know, just because it's military and it you've got to follow all the paperwork and all the terms and conditions. So that's an interesting question, and it's military stuff is certainly, it's interesting to work on. It can be frustrating and annoying, but also interesting. How about power supplies using low voltage as a source but really high voltage out and low current out? Oh, I don't know what you're asking there. Have you used tubes in military electronics? No, I haven't used any vacuum tubes. Best use of a 555 chip? Oh, I don't know. Look at the 555 contest. There's some pretty cool stuff there. If you're an EE but they keep pushing IT and software projects on you at work, how do you get them to... How do you get them to let you do hardware? I haven't touched hardware design since I started. Yeah, that sucks. There's... You made the mistake of taking the shit work up front. You've got... I don't know how you make them. A lot of times at companies I've worked at, people would be walk around with their resignation letter stuck in their back pocket, and any time they get pissed off, they'd hand in their resignation and go, here it is, here's my resignation, I'm quitting unless you give me a pay rise, or, you know, or take me away from this manager because I hate his guts or whatever, and or put me on to some more exciting stuff. And sometimes the bluff pays off, and other times they just go, see ya. And you've got to be willing to have your bluff called. But yeah, I don't know, sorry, how to get out of doing IT stuff. What was my greatest project? Oh God, I don't know. The Sonar Boy was pretty cool. I worked on the Barra Sonar Boy, and it was a military sonar, underwater sonar thing, and it was actually used to find Tony Bullimore, I think it is, Tony Bull, the lost around the world sailor. They actually used one of my Sonar Boys to find him, and it was right on the performance. It was right on the edge of the performance envelope, and I did all the laid out the boards and everything, and got the noise floor right down. So I think if I hadn't tweaked that circuit board, then they might not have found Tony Bullimore, and he might be dead out somewhere in the ocean. So I thought that was pretty cool. Don't know if it's my greatest project, but it was, you know, it's noteworthy. So. Whew. All right, I think that's the end of the questions. It's 11:34. What kind of projects do you find the most fun? I don't know. Every new project is fun. It's equally fun. Until you get to a point where it's not fun and you get a better idea and you want to go work on a different project. That's usually the 80 or 90% mark. Unboxing. Okay, people want the unboxing. All right. All right. Let's try and get this. All right. All right, can everyone see that? I assume that's on camera. All right, here we go. I'm recording. Yep, still recording on the main camera. All right, this is the Mantis Vision Elite Stereo Viewing Head. So thank you, Vision Engineering. They kindly donated this for my use and for a review as well. Apparently it's got the 3 magnification heads in it, ×4, ×8 and ×10 according to the invoice. And I also happen to have a ×6 one still. So I've actually still got a ×6 head, ×6 video head here from, I've had this surplus for a long time. I was actually thinking about selling it on eBay, but now I've actually got a Mantis video head. These are real expensive, by the way. These lenses, they're like $500 each or something. I don't quote me on the price. I don't have the exact price, but they're pretty darn expensive. And this head, once again, don't quote me on price, but I think it's like $1,500 or something just for the head. And then there's the mechanical arm as well, which is in a separate box. So here we go. We're going to open this sucker up. So these are not cheap, but these are the Rolls Royce of stereo microscopes, because they do something that the regular stereo microscopes don't. They allow you to view like you don't have to have. Hang on. Oh no, I can't get it out. But you don't have to have your eyes like right up to the eyepiece like this, which is really straining. And if you're doing that for hours on end, you get a bad back, you get bad eyes. Terrible. These things just allow you just to peer in with good posture and all that sort of stuff. Just peer directly into it, and they're fantastic. And I've spent many hundreds of hours. Oh, look at this. Hang on. Oh yeah, that is pornographic precision optics smell, if there ever was one. Fantastic. Now, oh, this is great. Everyone can see this. Yeah, not all lenses fit all Mantis modules. Mike, yeah, Mike's got one. If you look at Mike's videos, here it is. Oh, and they've got some. Hey, this is quite nice. They've actually got little plastic clips in here which hold this plastic molded case. This is really quite nice. There's like these clips in here, this molded case, and they've got finger things here, which I think lifts it out in one hit. That's really quite nicely packaged. I assume it's not going to drop, because these things are very fragile. That's why they've got, handle like glass, really fragile things. So yeah, they've got these black plastic straps here, which hold the two pieces in place. So that's really quite neat. I like that. That's really quite novel. And because these apparently have, I was told, do not open this, do not do a teardown, ruins the calibration. All the critically aligned beam splitting optics, they're all patented and all that sort of stuff. Calibrated, hand calibrated at the factory in England. They make these in England, by the way. Sorry, no, they make them in the US. It's a UK company, but they make them in a state in the US. Sorry, I should read my email from the manufacturer. I will do for the review. I plan on doing a review of this thing. Here you go. This is really, this is awesome. Here we go. Ta-da! And there is, we've got a desiccant bag. But, ta-da! There is a Mantis, Stereo Mantis video head, and these are the absolute Rolls Royce of video, stereo microscopes. Trust me, if you're doing any electronics work, get one, and you've got a budget at work, get one of these puppies, because they're just great. You can solder under them all day. And they comes from Hawker Richardson here in Australia, they're the they're the sole Australian distributors, the official distributors. They're the ones who sent me this, so thank you very much, Hawker Richardson. And they sell and service these, and they're magic. There it is, the Mantis Elite. And I've got another box over there which comes with the mechanical arm and stuff, but I don't know if I'll bother opening that. And there's the bottom. There's the, you can see the LEDs. The old ones I used to use actually had a they actually had a lamp, and it was a fairly expensive lamp, and it did wear out occasionally. But these new ones have the LED, and these you can spin that around, and so you can have two different eyepieces in there, and you can spin the different eyepiece in place, so you can, you know, chop between, say, times. I used to love using ×4 and ×8, so I would have a ×4 and ×8 lens in there, you know, ×4 for general work, and then you flip it around ×8 when you want to solder a little 0402 or smaller part or something like that. But there you go, that is the Mantis Elite microscope, serial number 25025, beautiful, version 2 it's got written there, so that's really quite neat. And there's a mirror down in there, and a whole lot of patented precision optics in this thing. Really quite neat. I love it. That's awesome. Actually, it's surprisingly light. Like, I thought they were actually heavier than that, but that's, you know, it's not bad at all. Does anyone want to see the mechanical arm unboxing? I don't know if it's that exciting. Not as exciting as the head. Anyone? Yeah, it's engineering porn. You bet. There's no way I'm taking this apart. Yeah, these things are not cheap. These things are expensive. I think, you know, I don't quote me on price, but I don't think you can get one under $2,000 with decent lenses on it. So they're, you know, they're definitely the Rolls Royce. Hang on. All right. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Let's have a look. This is the mechanical arm. It should be the lenses, because there's no lenses in there, so I'm assuming that the lenses will be on here, because according to the invoice, I have 3 lenses. So alright, let's have a look. Ta-da! Yep, there we go. There's, oh, that's, I don't know if that's a lens or a plug pack. I'll have a look at that in a sec, but here's the mechanical arm. Let's have a look at this. And so the main disadvantage of these Mantis lamps is that they are fixed. You can't, like, just move them from one bench to another or around on your bench. You've actually got to drill them. I don't think there's anything in there. You've actually got to drill them into your bench. So there's a, don't want to lose that. So that'd be the power cord for the light, of course. So there's the end of it. It's got a really nice, that's where the head attaches on this rubber thing here, so it swivels. So hopefully it's got enough swivel range that you can do that. But there we go. There we got, whoop, broke it already. There you go. So Hawker Richardson, local suppliers. Thank you very much. And Vision Engineering. That's the and there's the for the lamp in there, the plug pack. It's got a light switch on it, and apart from that, yeah, it tilts, you know, so you mount, so you screw this into the into your bench down here, and then it tilts down this way and it swivels, and the head I think can swivel as well from memory. So, and I've had one of these at every I think pretty much every lab I've worked at, because I've either spec'd them myself and bought one for the lab, or somebody else has, because they're the duck's guts for SMD soldering. So they're really quite nice, and you can buy different mechanical arms. There's like, this is the most popular one, but I think you can buy different arms for them apparently. So there you go. That's it's going to be fantastic. So I'm going to do a review of that, and I'll install it. And here we go. Ta-da! We have a Mantis ×4, ×8, and ×10 lenses. And yeah, these are not cheap. Like, you pay like you know, you pay like $400 or $500 I think for one of these lenses. But let's have a look at the ×10 lens, because these are really precision optics. I mean, this is the highest, you know, the highest grade optics you get. And oh, by the way, this Mantis is designed for low magnification stuff, like ×15 max or something. So like ×4 to ×15 for specifically for electronics type work. But they do make, the company do make other models for you know, like a proper stereo microscopes that, you know, go to ×200 and 500 and all that sort of thing. So, but yeah, there's some really nice precision glass on that, and yeah, they cost a lot of money, and these things these things are not cheap for a reason. So that's the ×10 lens. And unfortunately, the other disadvantage of these things, which I'll no doubt talk about in the review, is that you can't actually record. You know, you can't hook a video camera up to it or a still camera. They do have one model, a new model, which hooks up a webcam to it, but it doesn't even do video. It only does stills, and yeah, it's not that great. So that's one of the main disadvantages of these things. Better not lose that. It's some sort of lock-in screw for the bottom. But yeah, there you go. That is a Mantis. That's the plug pack. And oh, what else do I get? That looks like a big cover. That's right, you get a big plastic cover so you can put over it, so you don't get dust all over your nice precision microscope. So that looks like, yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it in the box. So there you go. That's the Mantis, because it looks like a praying mantis, I guess. They're very cool. They're awesome. So thank you very much, Vision Engineering, for getting me one of these puppies. I've always wanted one. That's one of the things I've hated about having my home lab here and not having access to a work lab anymore, is that I didn't have access to one of these puppies. So they're very cool. Oh look, there's 2 screws on the top. That's tempting. That's tempting. Should I? Oh, I don't know. Oh, I was told not to. I was told not to take this apart. I would regret it by the manufacturer. So not good. So there you go. Ta-da! Unboxing of a Mantis scope. Woo! And that's it. We're back. Got 29 minutes of battery life left, but I'm not going to go for an... Oh, look, 3 hours. 3 hours. Almost. It's 10 minutes to 3 hours. Hey, thank you, Scurrian. Good night. Yeah, lunch. Whew. Yeah, Mike, I'm going to try and... I haven't tried... Like, I've taken photographs through the lens of this before, like just with my little compact camera, and I've been able to do it, but I've never put a video camera through it. So it's going to be interesting to see how the video camera works, and whether or not I can get the 3D sort of, you know, movement, and whether or not there's a sweet spot on there. I'm going to have to try it. So hey, Todd from Todd Fun, I haven't seen you here before. Have you been here a long time? Or Todd Fun is a fellow blogger, by the way, if you don't know. Yeah, you've been here for a while. Sorry, I don't know who's on. I haven't been paying much attention. I've only been looking at the questions. By the way, if you did ask something and you didn't put the little question mark in front of it, I would have totally missed it. I cannot possibly read every comment and chat. Yeah, we'll hit the next G+. Is Google Plus still going? I assume it is. Oh boy. No 3D, but Zoom works well. Okay, cool. Thanks, Mike. Definitely, yeah, because you've got one. Have you got the old model, Mike? Because this is apparently the new, some Mark II model or something. I don't know. Why isn't Chris watching? Chris is married. He's got a life. Yeah, it's Sunday night where Chris is. Boy. Oh! Really? Does the Monkey, does the frame rate on Ustream drop when I've got Google Plus going? Does it? Probably. That's bad. In that case, I probably shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have done this dual thing. Right. Ah, the frame rate went up while G Plus was down. Ah, shit. Sorry. Probably should have just canned the Google Plus thing. Alright, well, what I'll do, let's do a trial. I'll stop Google Plus now. So I'll sign off to anyone watching on my live YouTube channel on Google Plus. If I get the right window. Can't do, need a video, need a bigger monitor here. Okay, so signing off to my YouTube people. Thank you very much for joining me, or Google Plus. And yeah, that frame rate is terrible on Google Plus. End. Ready? So you streamers, see if the frame rate improves. So I'll continually, here we go, I'm going to end. I've ended and it's over. I did that frame rate increase, close, bang, go back to the chat window. Not yet, hasn't increased yet. See, let me try the server monitor. I'm now looking at what you guys are seeing. It's pretty quick. It's pretty good. It's not bad. I don't mind that at all. So it's not pausing nearly as badly as it was. Okay, so there is, because I've only got a 1 megabit upload. So, you know, I don't know what bandwidth the Ustream takes or what the Google Plus takes. So it's definitely better. Okay. Yep. Alright, well, there you go. It's probably a lesson for next time, because I don't, like, it's nice having it live on my YouTube channel as well, but if the quality's not that great, I'm not sure I'm going to bother again next live show. I might just, you know, just do the Ustream. If you want to watch live, you have to watch on Ustream. Everyone gets the best quality, and then I record in HD anyway. I can upload HD to my YouTube channel with the comments, so you can see it all live later. And yeah. Whew. So yeah, 20 frames per second for a second or two. I know, I need a better upload bandwidth, but how do I get better upload bandwidth without paying thousands of dollars a month here in Australia? The only way to get it is to get an increase from 1 meg to 2 meg using Annex M feature, but my ISP does not offer Annex M, so I can't even get that. So maybe I've got to wait for this new, you know, the National Broadband Network, which they're installing in Australia. They're spending $30 billion or something, wiring up the whole country with fibre, and maybe I'll get it, eventually get it. So maybe I'll get fibre to the office, and then, hopefully, yeah, I'll be up with every other country in the world who's got fibre. Yeah. So, yes, I can increase the compression. Yes, I can do that right here. But I like having that, like, I'll change it to 50%. Here we go. This is 50% video quality, and the update rate should be better. Right? So, yeah, I can control it right down to 1. Let's see how bad that is. Video quality is right down, so I'm really blocky right now. 20, you know, you've got to get to sort of 70 before it starts getting decent. And 80, there's 80, it's not bad. So 80 is pretty good, so I end on 80, I think. Woo. So here we go. I'm not going over 3 hours. That's ridiculous. I've got 4 minutes left, according to my watch. It's just crazy. It's midday here. I'm hungry. So thank you very much for everyone. Just had a total blackout. Oh boy. So thank you everyone for joining me. It's been awesome. It feels like I've done nothing. I have answered, it feels like I've only answered like a dozen questions, and boy, and we've still got 54 viewers and 105 guests after 3. I don't think it's changed much. I think we got close to like 200 total at one point, so that's pretty good considering that, you know, it's the middle of night in Europe. Mike, what the hell are you still doing up? Isn't your wife nagging you to come to bed? Hey, John's still here. Is it safe to say that since you're self-employed, we won't see you stateside any soon? Says Ask John, who was on my live show yesterday. That's a good question. I'll answer that one. Well, yeah, the tickets to the US aren't cheap. It's like, you know, probably at least $1,200 Australian for me to get a return ticket to the US. And then when I'm over there, you know, accommodation and stuff costs, you know, quite a large amount of money. And just, you know, living, you know, if I went for a week or two, that's actually quite a significant amount of money. It might cost me like $5,000 for, say, you know, a week or a 2-week trip to the US or something. So, A, it's not something I'm going to do lightly from a financial perspective, and B, from a time perspective, because, you know, the wife's not that keen for me to go on my own, and, you know, to take her and Sagan is a lot of trouble, and I hate the flight. I hate the 12-hour, 14-hour flight. It's like by the time I get there to the US and get back from my place to over there and back, it's like 40 hours. It's an entire work week almost. It's like 5 hours. It's like 8 hours a day for 5 days, and just to travel to and from. It's not as bad as Europe. Europe's twice as bad, but it's still, oh, not twice, but Europe is still bad, and it's not fun. I don't enjoy the flight at all. I used to when I was younger. I used to enjoy the flight. Well, you know, because it's an adventure, you know. But I've been to the US so many times, and when I'm over there, I want to make use of my time. So I want to like go on a road trip and visit people and see things, and that all takes time and money. And that's why I turned down Fluke's offer to. They offered a couple of months back, offered to fly me over to Seattle to their headquarters. And I turned them down. Well, because I was very busy at the time. We had some things happening that I really... I could have gone if I wanted to, but I just didn't want to. They wanted me there for like a day, you know, so I'm not going to fly 40 hours there, do a day's thing, couple of days work and fly back. It's horrid. I don't enjoy it. As much as I would love to. I would love to, but I just, yeah, don't enjoy it anymore. Getting too old, maybe. You know, I'm married with a kid now, and it's just, you know, and I don't like leaving little Sagan behind. You know, I wouldn't like to leave him for a couple of weeks. So take a boat, yeah, yeah. It's just not fun. But I do love visiting the US. I do like travel. Oh, recording limit reached. YouTube. There you go. Ustream can only record for 3 hours. There you go. Go figure. Ustream has a 3-hour recording limit. Have I lost everyone? Is my video still there? Is my video still up? Thanks, Mike. See ya. Hello? Is anyone there? No? I think I've lost it. Alright, well, I've lost my YouTube stream. Don't know what's going on, so that's it. I'm going to call it the chat window's frozen. I might be talking to myself. So thanks everyone for joining me. It's been a blast, and I hope you enjoyed. That was the longest one ever. 3 hours. 1 hour for each 100 videos I've done. Catch you next time.